out. Did the Congress party not pay income tax? Under what rules is it supposed to pay income tax? Do other national parties also pay income tax and the Congress party defaulted? What are the facts so that viewers and people at large know that the Congress party perhaps is making a song and dance about a process which everyone has to follow?
Well, in fact, let's first go by the claims that have been made by the Congress party, and then perhaps, Abhishek, I'll try and explain this to our viewers. What does this essentially mean from the income tax perspective? Whether at all political parties do that, and where exactly lies the problem as far as the Congress party accounts are concerned. Now, this is what the Congress party says. They say that all their accounts have essentially been frozen by the income tax department. We'll come to the reason in a short while from now. But they say that all accounts have been frozen, but that's not the case. In fact, they have accepted before the appellate authority that there are other accounts which the tribunal has taken into account, and that is the reason why many would say that they do still have access to the other accounts which haven't been frozen. Now, the fact of the matter is this. Now, as per the provisions, every political party essentially has to file their returns. Now, what has happened in this particular case is that in the financial year of 2018-2019, there was a considerable delay in terms of filing the returns. Secondly, Income Tax Department, when they were making their assessment, that's when they came across certain transactions which required further explanation. In fact, there has been a communication with the party, so much so they were asked to pay a penalty, which is exactly what happens when you do not file your return, something that you and I or any other entity has to do that if your returns aren't really filed on time. Now, as far as the demand or the penalty that was imposed, that ran into almost 200 crores. Now, over a period of time, remember what the Congress party has done. In the first installment that was paid by the Congress party was only about 78 lakh rupees, and 20% wasn't even paid up. It was much later when the appeal went up before the appellate authority is when the Congress party had to cough up a little bit more than that. But despite that, they haven't really been able to make any submission before the appellate authority, and that is the reason why in the tribunal today, when the argument actually took place, the appellate authority took into consideration the fact that right now they are not really looking into the merits of the case. The merits of the case will actually be heard in the next hearing, which is scheduled next Wednesday, when they will have to basically go across through all the details, the paperwork that has to be done, and whether at all they are in a position to pay up the remaining amount. If that does not happen, of course, it is going to mean more trouble for the party.
Well, it's clear that as of now, it seems, Shravan, as explained by you, that it's a procedure that needs to be followed. The Congress party failed to meet its end of the bargain, and so the process goes on and it's over to the next hearing, which happens on February 21st. But then, kind of political victimization card the Congress party played, obviously it led to a sort of slugfest, a verbal slugfest between the BJP and the Congress. Listen in.
देश की मुख्य ऑपोजिशन पार्टी के सारे अकाउंट्स फ्रीज कर दिए गए हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स पर तालाबंदी हो गई है। कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज कर दिए गए हैं। हमारे देश में लोकतंत्र पर तालाबंदी हो गई है, और ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज नहीं हुए हैं, हमारे देश में डेमोक्रेसी फ्रीज हुई है।
The BJP strongly condemns and refutes the palpably false lie being made out by the Congress party that their bank account were supposedly freezed at the instance of the BJP. The BJP has nothing to do with it at all. It was a routine income tax process.
कि देश की मुख्य ऑपोजिशन पार्टी के सारे अकाउंट्स फ्रीज कर दिए गए हैं। कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स पर तालाबंदी हो गई है। कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज कर दिए गए हैं। हमारे देश में लोकतंत्र पर तालाबंदी हो गई है, और ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज नहीं हुए हैं, हमारे देश में डेमोक्रेसी फ्रीज हुई है।
Congress party cannot have its own way. If any violation of law has happened, they also have to face the music. I don't know much about these details, but they are trying to do politics everywhere. It is always politically motivated. They just keep making political statements without any grounds. Always they have got illegal means, illegal methods of collecting money.
All right, on that note, we slip into a short break. On the other side, we come back with our second story under focus. 10 arrested after Nepalese trafficking racket was busted by Kathmandu police. Big story on the other side.
Mamata Banerjee has come out in open and brazen defense of Mafia Don Shah Jahan. That also in the West Bengal Assembly. She has attacked the media. She has attacked even the survivors and the witnesses of sexual assault and rape by horribly questioning their intent and calling them, the victims of sexual assault and rape, as her political adversaries. Viewers of Republic, when victims become adversaries, and when mafia dons become partners, it is the beginning of the end. Mamata Banerjee has lost the moral authority to rule Bengal with her sheer insensitivity and one-sided defense of all the torture, her defense of all the misdeeds that her party leaders and mafia are accused of. Mamata Banerjee calls the media who question her sold out. Would she call the mafia don Shah Jahan sold out? Would she call her scam-tainted and arrested leaders sold out? Would she call the kingpins of the cattle smuggling scam, the teachers' recruitment scam, and the mega land grab scam in which her party leaders are involved, would she call them sold out? No, she wouldn't. She would defend those people. So she has chosen her side. Mamata Banerjee is backing the political mafia. We at Republic are backing the people. And viewers, the people must win.
Jai Hind friends, I'm Major Gauravari and you're watching the latest news of the day. And the latest flavor of the season are the farmers who are on the borders of Delhi. Violence has broken out. There's been tear gas shelling and there's been, top of the line arrangements by the police not to let the farmers enter Delhi, because last time the farmers entered Delhi, everybody had a very bad experience. People were running amok in their tractors and there was violence and people took down the national flag, etc., etc. So there was violence. There was a random violence in Delhi and nobody wants that. Now, I have a couple of questions and I have a couple of points to make. I am not so much going to argue about the issues specifically that the farmers are agitating about. I don't have much knowledge about farming as a profession, so to say. I don't belong to a farming family. I've never farmed, so I would not know. So I'm not going to talk about that. What I'm going to talk about is that today the agitation has been infiltrated by Khalistanis and anti-national elements. 98% of the farmers are innocent, right? They have come to ask the government for something. Whether the government gives it to them or does not give it to them, or whether the government negotiates or not, is something that is beyond my, purview to state. I don't know what the government is going to do. But when I see tractors with Bhindranwala's photographs and music and songs that say that, they're going to run over Delhi, etc., all this is nonsense, of course. And all this make-believe violence exists only in certain music videos. There is nothing on the ground. Because to run over Delhi, you need a lot more strength and you need a lot more courage, and you have to come out of music videos to do anything substantial, like running over Delhi. So all this is essentially Canada-based. This is all US-based, UK-based. And a lot of these Punjabi singers like Jazzy B and other Punjabi singers also, they have a lot of these lyrics in their songs which are meant to excite the people, which are meant to, embolden the people and say that, okay, you must take an anti-India narrative. I'm talking about Khalistanis here. So I would request my farmers, my brothers, farmer brothers, that first of all, what you need to do is weed out these anti-India elements, and they have already infiltrated. They infiltrated last time. Deep Sandhu came. I don't know who allowed Deep Sandhu. You should not have allowed him. The issue is that when you block roads, you see, when you block roads, whom are you harassing? Are you harassing the Prime Minister of India? Are you harassing the Prime Minister of India? No, you're not. Are you harassing a member of parliament or a cabinet minister? No, you're harassing me. You're harassing people like me. You're harassing people who go to work daily, who have offices. I mean, all the VIPs stay inside Delhi, right? It is us who cross state borders for work. We get harassed. And it's a problem for us. So why would you like to harass the common man by blocking roads? I fail to understand. Nothing against you and your demands. Those are essentially between you and the government of India. Today, a lot of people, there is a lot of, this sentiment, especially among younger Khalistanis, right, about taking on India. As I mentioned, through music videos and through other things, taking on India. And I will tell you something today, and I don't mean to belittle anybody, whatever your political persuasion is. Your violence exists in music videos. There is no violence on ground. Except for the 80s decades and the very early 90s, largely late 70s, 80s, very early 90s. It was then that Punjab saw violence. Otherwise, Punjab is not a violent place. Good people, peaceful people, nice people, hospitable people. But a fake narrative is being built through these music videos, glorifying violence. And you don't have violence in Punjab. One odd shooting, one odd killing is not violence. I wish you had come to Uttar Pradesh 8 years back. When Yogi Adityanath ji was not the chief minister, we would have shown you what true violence is. You would have understood violence in Bihar. You can still see violence in Bihar. You should see violence in eastern Uttar Pradesh or in West Bengal. Then you would have seen what violence, all your, this whole gun thing and people in chrome-plated jeeps and chrome-plated tractors strutting around wheat fields in Punjab holding guns, that's only for music videos. There is no violence in Punjab as such. It's a very nice, peaceful place, and you should be proud of the fact that it's nice, peaceful, and the people are good, and people are large-hearted, and that is what you should celebrate rather than celebrating violence. Another thing which I want to say is that, or ask rather, who are the farmers? Will the real farmers stand up and raise a
All right, welcome back. What began as an American dream turned into a nightmare with captivity somewhere in Kathmandu for 11 Indian nationals. Nepali authorities have arrested 10 individuals involved in human trafficking scheme that preyed on those Indian citizens. The group allegedly lured victims with false promises of facilitating their migration to the United States, ultimately holding them hostage in Kathmandu in Nepal. The operation, led by Kathmandu Police Range, culminated in the successful rescue of 11 Indian nationals who are being held captive. The arrested individuals include 8 Indian nationals and 2 Nepali citizens. I am told we are going to be joined in from Nepal by our correspondent from Kathmandu, in fact, Surendra Phoyal, joining us live. And these pictures are of the seizures made. In fact, it seems that the racket, which involved Indian citizens and Nepali citizens, both fleeced those unsuspecting, but then, of course, motivated individuals who wanted to illegally migrate to the United States and were caught in this quicksand of this racket being run by some. Surendra Phoyal, live from Kathmandu. Please share with us, Surendra, what is the status like, since both the accused and the victims happen to be Indian citizens? What is the status in terms of their repatriation, or is it going to be investigated fully in Kathmandu and subsequently those citizens to be repatriated to India? Also, what is the status of victims? The accused obviously would be arrested, but what of the victims? Are they going to be released? And what of them? What have they been connected with their families? Please tell us what are the facts of the case.
Yes, yesterday Nepal police came up with a shocking revelation regarding, again, the people smugglers from India. There was a whole racket involved, and also the victims were from India. And it looked as if the mastermind was the popular Bollywood movie Donkey a couple of weeks ago, and framed this design. But again, from what the police is saying, the perpetrators were so accurate about their plan that they were telling the victims that they are bound for USA from Nepal to Qatar and then Brazil and then to Mexico, and from there they would cross over into the US territory. That was their plan. And here in this house where these people were, the victims were found, rescued, and where the perpetrators were arrested, they had managed the whole stays. Stays managed everything to look as if it is Mexico indeed, with the same background of Mexico, even sound. One of the accomplices from India was good in IT, so he used to make it seem like the call going from Nepal to India was actually originating in Mexico. So they were that prepared for the whole drama, and they were getting the students. Actually, most of the victims are said to be students, 11 students who had dreamed of going to the US for higher studies. The perpetrators, the people traffickers, were telling these students to call home, assuming it's coming from Mexico, and get their parents to send money to their bank accounts. And according to Nepal police, there's a mastermind of this racket, and they've even named somebody which is not independently verified. But again, the name is Baljit Kaur from Muga, Punjab, was the designer, was the mastermind. And most of the victims, the 11 students, most of them from Punjab, as in the same Donkey movie, harboring US dreams and all that. And then they were tortured. They were kept in the house in secluded rooms where they were given 2 meals a day, according to the police. And they were tortured and even beaten with pipes if they protested. So it was absolutely inhuman. But again, they, following Nepal police operation, named Operation Donkey, they have been released. The rest, they have been rescued, and 8 perpetrators and their 2 Nepali accomplices have been arrested. Yes.
All right, arrested those who were indulging in the racket, but what of those 10 or 11 who wanted to illegally migrate to the United States? So we'll keep track of those developments. Thank you, Surendra Puel, for joining us from Kathmandu. And on that note, we slip into a short break. On the other side, 11 days on, women of Sandesh Khali continue to fight against politically institutionalized mass rape by TMC goons.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio model. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
Mani Shankar Iyer, senior Congress leader, goes to Pakistan and passes a series of comments trying to insult the Prime Minister of India. On foreign soil, Mani Shankar has done actually the opposite. He says currently, and this is of this week, he tells the Pakistanis that I think Pakistanis are lovely people I have never, been shown such hospitality anywhere in the world. I don't know how Manishankar Iyer got to this, but Manishankar Iyer says that the vote share proves that a majority of Indians actually want to be friends with Pakistan. So he goes there, he makes all these bizarre statements, and Pakistan is the land of the bizarre. Pakistanis love bizarre statements. Their own politicians are absolutely bizarre. Now, it seems to me that Manishankar Iyer is part of the Congress Mukt Bharat scheme. Jain friends, I am Major Gauravari and you are watching the latest news of the day. Manishankar Iyer, senior Congress leader, goes to Pakistan and passes a series of comments. And to anybody who knows the Pakistani society closely and watches Indian politics also, as a student will figure out that in trying to insult the Prime Minister of India on foreign soil, Manishankar has done actually the opposite. And today, I'll try and decipher how he has done that. So he goes to Pakistan and he passes a series of comments. The last time he went to Pakistan, several years back, he said that Pakistan must help India to get rid of Modi. He's on record having said that Pakistan should help the Indians to get rid of Modi. Not realizing that Prime Minister Modi has come in with an absolute majority. The people of India want him in that seat of power. He's their representative. But what he says to the Pakistanis is something else, making the Pakistanis believe that somehow there could be outside interference in the election process of India. And maybe Pakistanis could do something about it. He's saying this to the Pakistanis who have not managed to conduct a successful election in 76 years. So, he says currently, and this is of this week, he tells the Pakistanis that I think Pakistanis are lovely people. I have never, been shown such hospitality anywhere in the world, except for in Pakistan. And Pakistanis are people that if you're good to them, they're 10 times good to you. If you're bad to them, they're 10 times bad, blah, blah, and blah. And Manishankar Iyer goes on and on and on saying that, actually Prime Minister Modi is not so popular. The number of seats that he has in Parliament, is not justified by the vote share that he got. And the vote share proves, I don't know how Manishankar Iyer got to this, but Manishankar Iyer says that the vote share proves that a majority of Indians actually want to be friends with Pakistan. Now, this is sheer foolishness. I don't know who put him up to it and why he's gone there. And I have a theory, far-fetched though it may sound, but I have a theory. And you see, so he goes there, he makes all these bizarre statements. And Pakistan is the land of the bizarre. Pakistanis love bizarre statements. Their own politicians are absolutely bizarre. Let me give you an example of Pakistan's bizarre politicians. Imran Khan supported independents come first, but somehow they can't, grab power. They're the ones who've got the maximum seats. Now the guy who comes second is the guy the army wants to be the Prime Minister, that is Nawaz Sharif. But the person who wants to be the Prime Minister himself has actually come third, and his name is Bilawal Bhutto. This is bizarre Pakistani politics. Now, coming back to this whole issue of Manishankar Iyer, so he goes and he says a whole lot of things, and he keeps on pitching for India-Pakistan friendship. India-Pakistan friendship. And then a theory comes to my mind, and the theory is that who is benefiting by Manishankar Iyer's speech in Pakistan? Who's benefiting? Now, 99% of Indians consider Pakistan to be enemy country. They say Pakistan is an enemy country. That much they are sure about, right? So,
hello and a very good evening. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. Let's get started with the super fast 50. A 6-member BJP delegation was stopped from visiting Sandesh Khali by the Bengal police, citing prohibitory orders under Section 144. Now, this comes after a team was constituted by BJP President JP Nadda to inspect the tense situation in the area and speak to the locals. On the police stopping the BJP delegation from going to Sandesh Khali, BJP leader Shehzad Poonawalla has slammed the TMC's vote bank politics, accusing Mamata Banerjee of shielding Shah Jahan Sheikh. He also called out the silence of the Congress party on the matter.
बैनर्जी जी, क्या कोई ममता नहीं बची है आप में? क्या आपकी सरकार आज मां माटी मानुष नहीं बल्कि बम बंद और बलात्कारियों के लिए है? आप एक तरफ तो शाहजहां शेख को बचाते हैं, असेंबली में खड़े होकर उसे क्लीन चिट दे देते हैं, और उल्टा आप उन विक्टिम्स पर जिन्होंने शाहजहां शेख के शोषण को भोगा है, उसको सहा है, उनके ऊपर आप सवाल खड़े कर रहे हैं।
State Congress President and MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary sat on a protest in Rampur in Bengal as he was stopped from going to Sandesh Khali. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary has lashed out at the TMC and BJP over Sandesh Khali violence. He said that neither party will take steps to impose president's rule in Bengal as the politicization of the matter will benefit both of the governments during elections. On his visit to Sandesh Khali yesterday, National Commission for Scheduled Castes Chairman Arun Haldar has said that Shahjahan Sheikh and his gang have created a very terrified atmosphere. He also said that the Commission has sent a report to President Draupadi Murmu and looking at the case, a president's rule can be imposed in Bengal. On Sandesh Khali incident, veteran actor and BJP leader Mithun Chakraborty stated that what has happened to the women over the past few days is beyond disgusting and that everyone has a collective responsibility to raise their voices and ensure justice. A BJP delegation arrived at Raj Bhavan in Kolkata earlier today to meet West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose and discuss the rising unrest in Sandesh Khali. Union Minister Annapurna Devi, part of a BJP delegation, expressed determination to file a Supreme Court petition seeking permission to visit Sandesh Khali after meeting the West Bengal Governor C.V. Ananda Bose. She cited concerns over police bias and intends to meet with the president. A BJP delegation led by Union Minister Nishit Pramanik was halted by police in Sandesh Khali, after which Pramanik condemned the deteriorating law and order situation in Bengal and the TMC's lack of action to ensure justice. The NCPCR has issued a notice to Sharad Dwivedi, the district magistrate for North 24 Parganas, for the alleged mishandling of an infant by a group of miscreants along with the West Bengal police in Sandesh Khali. In his address at the Viksit Bharat Viksit Rajasthan program, Prime Minister Modi highlighted India's current golden era, stating that India has been moving forward with confidence and progress post-2014 as compared to previous administrations. During his Viksit Rajasthan address, Prime Minister Modi hit out at the Congress of having a singular agenda while neglecting national interests. He asserted that the Congress opposes initiatives such as Viksit Bharat, Made in India and Vocal for Local, keeping politics above the welfare of the nation. Prime Minister Modi laid the foundation stone of multiple developmental projects in Haryana today, worth over 9,000 crore rupees. He also inaugurated an AIIMS in Rewari along with various railway projects. Prime Minister Modi stated that with a new AIIMS hospital in Rewari, people will get better treatment and the youth will also get the opportunity to become doctors. He also said that with this inauguration, many opportunities for employment and self-employment would be created. Prime Minister Modi, speaking at a public event in Haryana, said that the National Democratic Alliance will win over 400 seats in the upcoming elections and sought blessings from the voters for his third term, aiming to propel India to become the world's third largest economy. While addressing the crowd in Rewari, Haryana, Prime Minister Modi launched a scathing attack on Congress, saying that the party has a track record of keeping people away from basic needs. He also said that just how Congress leaders are leaving the party one by one, to an extent that Congress does not even have its own workers left. Farmers staged a protest at Kurukshetra Highway in Haryana, where a toll plaza was kept free for 3 hours to show support for the ongoing agitation by several farmers' organizations. As tensions continue to escalate near the Punjab-Haryana Shambhu border, security forces fired tear gas shells to disperse the protesting farmers earlier today. Sarwan Singh Pandher, a farmer leader, has asserted the need for practical implementation of commitments made by ministers in recent talks. He warned of further action if the promises are not upheld following discussions between farmer leaders and union ministers. After the fourth round of talks between the centre and farmer unions, Sanyukt Kisan Morcha leader Jagdeep Singh Dhaliwal has said that protests will continue until there is a definite resolution to their demands. Defence Ministry has approved the purchase of 9 maritime surveillance aircraft for the Indian Navy and 6 maritime patrol aircraft for the Indian Coast Guard. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar is on a visit to the Munich Security Conference. Former Karnataka Chief Minister and BJP leader Basavaraj Bommai has criticised Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, accusing him of deflecting blame onto the central government in wake of the state budget. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has alleged the opposition's attempt to topple Aam Aadmi Party government through false cases. In wake of the tragic fire incident in Alipur, which killed 11 people, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal visited the site today to assess the aftermath. Scheduled for liftoff on the 17th of February at 5:35 p.m. Indian Standard Time from the Satish Dhawan Space Centre in Sriharikota, the 16th mission of the geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle intends to place the INSAT-3 DS meteorological satellite into the geosynchronous transfer orbit. The countdown has begun. Enforcement Directorate conducted multiple raids on close associates of former Education Minister and Jail TMC leader Partha Chatterjee in Kolkata. Indian Youth Congress is staging a protest against BJP government for freezing bank accounts of the Congress party and over electoral bonds. Addressing the 67th All India Police Duty Meet, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath spoke about the crucial role of law enforcement in ensuring internal security and public trust. A case of suspicious death of a coaching student has come to light in Jawahar Nagar police station area in Rajasthan's Kota. Israeli forces stormed the Nasser hospital in southern Gaza, leaving several civilians displaced and forced to leave despite injuries. Israeli military has said that its forces are compelled to operate in the Nasser hospital to fulfill their mission of finding hostages and hunting down Hamas terrorists. Dozens of relatives of hostages held captive in Gaza protested outside the headquarters of Israel's military and defense ministry in Tel Aviv, demanding the Prime Minister and his war cabinet to attend negotiations over a ceasefire in Gaza. Satellite images have revealed the ongoing construction of a buffer zone near Egypt's Rafah border city adjoining Gaza with bulldozers and equipment. Amidst the Israel-Hamas war that has left civilians void of basic necessities, a diaper factory in Rafah has stepped up to provide aid to parents of young children who are grappling with economic challenges. Lebanon's Hezbollah group said it carried out its initial response to an Israeli wave of airstrikes that killed 10 Lebanese civilians by firing tens of Katyusha rockets on another Israeli town. A new suspected Houthi attack targeted a vessel in the Gulf of Aden, with the ship's captain saying there had been an explosion close by. A Russian state TV channel aired footage from Belgorod, where a Ukrainian missile strike killed 6 people, including a child, and injured 18 others. UN spokesperson Stefan Dujarric has asserted that the reconstruction costs for Ukraine have surged to an estimated $486 billion. President Zelensky has announced the creation of a new security architecture in Ukraine to deal with Russian aggression. Jordan's King Abdullah II met with their British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak at the 10 Downing Street. Venezuela's government has ordered the local office of the United Nations focused on human rights to suspend its operations and gave its staff 72 hours to leave the country, accusing the agency of anti-Venezuelan activity. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Albania's President and Prime Minister in Tirana. 4 migrants drowned and 2 went missing after a boat wrecked in the Panamanian Caribbean. Lawmakers at the U.S. Capitol Hill have expressed concerns about restoring public trust in vaccines, including those for measles, influenza and COVID-19. The South Korean government has ordered the country's medical colleges to maintain essential medical care, and after trainee doctors decided to submit resignations en masse to protest against a government plan to boost the number of medical students. The White House has stated that Russia is in possession of a troubling anti-satellite weapon, but clarified it cannot cause direct physical destruction on Earth. Greece has become the first Orthodox Christian country to legalize same-sex civil marriage, despite opposition from church officials. A burning truck's fuel tank exploded in Los Angeles, injuring 9 people. A vigil was held in Kansas City in support of the victims of the shooting at Chief says Super Bowl celebration that killed one woman, injuring more than 20.
अबू धाबी में बना ये भव्य मंदिर इसलिए इतना महत्वपूर्ण है। साथियों, भारत और यूएई की दोस्ती को आज पूरी दुनिया में आपसी विश्वास और सहयोग के एक उदाहरण के रूप में देखा जाता है। खासकर बीते वर्षों में हमारे संबंधों ने एक नई ऊंचाई हासिल की है, लेकिन भारत अपने इन रिश्तों को केवल वर्तमान संदर्भ में ही नहीं देखता। हमारे लिए इन रिश्तों की जड़ें हजारों साल पुरानी है। अरब जगत सैकड़ों वर्ष पहले भारत और यूरोप के बीच व्यापार में एक ब्रिज की भूमिका निभाता था। मैं जिस गुजरात से आता हूं, वहां के व्यापारियों के लिए, हमारे पूर्वजों के लिए तो अरब जगत व्यापारिक रिश्तों का प्रमुख केंद्र होता था। सभ्यताओं के इस समागम से ही नई संभावनाओं का जन्म होता है। इसी संगम से कला, साहित्य और संस्कृति की नई धाराएं निकलती है। इसलिए अबू धाबी में बना ये भव्य मंदिर इसलिए इतना महत्वपूर्ण है। इस मंदिर ने हमारे प्राचीन रिश्तों में नई सांस्कृतिक ऊर्जा भर दी है। साथियों, अबू धाबी का ये विशाल मंदिर केवल एक उपासना स्थली नहीं है, ये मानवता की साझी विरासत का, शेयर्ड हेरिटेज का प्रतीक है। ये भारत और अरब के लोगों के आपसी प्रेम का भी प्रतीक है। इसमें भारत यूएई के रिश्तों का एक आध्यात्मिक प्रतिबिंब भी है। इस अद्भुत निर्माण के लिए मैं बीएपीएस संस्था और उनके सदस्यों की सराहना करता हूं, हरिभक्तों की सराहना करता हूं। बीएपीएस संस्था के लोगों द्वारा, हमारे पूज्य संतों के द्वारा पूरे विश्व में मंदिर बनाए गए हैं। इन मंदिरों में जितना ध्यान वैदिक बारीकियों का रखा जाता है, उतनी ही आधुनिकता भी उसमें झलकती है। कठोर प्राचीन नियमों का पालन करते हुए आप आधुनिक जगत से कैसे जुड़ सकते हैं, स्वामीनारायण संन्यास परंपरा इसका उदाहरण है। आपका प्रबंध कौशल, व्यवस्था संचालन और उसके साथ साथ हर श्रद्धालु को लेकर संवेदनशीलता, हर कोई इससे बहुत कुछ सीख सकता है। ये सब भगवान स्वामीनारायण की कृपा का ही परिणाम है। मैं इस महान अवसर पर भगवान स्वामीनारायण के चरणों में भी प्रणाम करता हूं। मैं आप सभी को और देश विदेश के सभी श्रद्धालुओं को बधाई देता हूं। इन मंदिरों में हम एक स्वर में ये घोष करते हैं कि प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। साथियों, हमारे वेद हमें सिखाते हैं कि समानो मंत्रः समिति समानी समानम मनः सह चित्रम एषाम, अर्थात हमारे विचार एकजुट हो, हमारे मन एक दूसरे से जुड़े, हमारे संकल्प एकजुट हो। मानवीय एकता का यह आह्वान ही हमारे आध्यात्म का मूल भाव रहा है। हमारे मंदिर इन शिक्षाओं के, इन संकल्पों के केंद्र रहे हैं। इन मंदिरों में हम एक स्वर में ये घोष करते हैं कि प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। मंदिरों में वेद की जिन ऋचाओं का पाठ होता है वो हमें सिखाती हैं वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, अर्थात पूरी पृथ्वी ही हमारा।
Announced as the Bharat Bandh by several organizations that have called to protest against the policies of the central government, in a way to call it a Bharat Bandh. Right now what we can see also is ambulances being struck on the way, and it's not just one but at least minimum 3 ambulances have been getting stuck on the way in the flyover as we can go towards from Delhi to UP. Remember, Delhi continues to be a fortress. Yet once again, when the Farmer Stir 2.0 continues to be in action, the 4th round of talks, which is going to be held on Sunday at 6 p.m, will also be a deciding factor, as all eyes are going to be on the meeting and on the negotiations of the farm leaders with the Central Union ministers, as there is unrest, there is heavy commuter inconvenience that has been faced by the residents of the neighboring states of Delhi as well.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time on the debate for the nation's sharpest opinion. When it came to the Right to Information Act, political parties, no matter who they were very prickly about coming under the ambit of the RTA. And I continue to believe that all political funding should be transparent and in the open. So today, when the Honorable Supreme Court has held that anonymous electoral bonds are unconstitutional, I believe there is merit to what the Supreme Court has decided. The electoral bond scheme, ladies and gentlemen, was brought in to tackle the wealth of black money infusion into political funding. So much cash, so much black money going to political parties. And this was brought in to clean up the dirty cash-driven donations to political parties. It is a reality that has to be countered. But are electoral bonds which permit anonymity to donors a solution? I don't think so. First of all, we need to know. Where's the money coming from? Who's giving it? How much to whom? Why should we not know? Secondly, these bonds are routed through the State Bank of India, which of course has the data of the donors. The government will get access to that data. So the question really is, if the ruling party benefits disproportionately by way of access to who the donors are, why should the public be denied that same information? I should know. How much the BJP is getting, how much AAP is getting, how much Samajwadi Party or Congress are getting, or anyone else is getting. Who's giving? Secondly, the overall shield that political donors get is not democratic. and in the interest of transparency, everybody must know. If you're watching the Republic Media Network, for example, you have a right to know, and you can know, what is the ownership structure of Republic. I have to inform the government, and if you ask, you will get to know. That should be the fact. If I'm claiming this independently owned, this can be backed up and you can get access to it. Ladies and gentlemen, if we in the media have to share all the information with the people, which we should, then political parties also should. Everyone should. Corporates should. Everyone should. Because in the India of today, it's about transparency. We have the right to know. As the people of India, we have a right to know who is pouring in small, medium or big money to political parties. Political parties have a right to know. We also have a right to know. It can't be unequal access to information. After that, we can then choose to reject or elect. And we need to know, I'll tell you why, viewers. Because, for example, and let me give one example. All of you know that various firms, for example, firms which have been dealing with certain kind of payments, or firms which are dealing with issues which are subject to government legislation, if they are the major donors to parties and donors to certain political parties, does that give them a right to influence opinion? These are general questions, relevant questions. Opacity is not a solution to cleaning the political economy of party funding, in my view. Transparency is what we want. Opacity should not be an option at all. Because behind closed doors, by way of overt or covert access to the SBI database, it could systematically allow for the loophole of possible blind quid pro quo favoritism or the inverse. Now, one can say there's nothing to prove that it happened, but the fact is, if it can happen, then why take the risk? So while electoral bonds, they have tackled one menace, which is cash and black money and cash and carry, black money in politics, it has mistakenly endorsed, in my view, another: opacity, lack of transparency. So I don't think it should be a debate at all, because faceless black money cash is not better or worse than faceless accounted for bonds with KYC. And while I will ask on whether the scheme favors whoever is ruling at the center, it is rich for those like the Congress who are very happy with the black money funding all this while to be claiming they wanted this because the share of income of national parties from unknown sources has the TMC at 96%, Congress at 72% in terms of bonds and donations in cash below a certain amount. So I think the way forward is to encourage transparency, with the Supreme Court leading the way. I am very, very happy to announce that Niva Bupa Health Insurance has come on board as Republic TV's studio model. Niva Bupa Health Insurance is the fastest growing company among standalone health insurance players in India. It has also provided health insurance coverage to 1.1 crore people in India and settled over 15 lakh claims, processing one claim every 60 seconds. So we are delighted to be partnering with them.
This is Republic Niva Bupa Studio, your one stop for all the breaking updates. I am Rakshita Mishra.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
Mani Shankar Iyer, senior Congress leader, goes to Pakistan and passes a series of comments trying to insult the Prime Minister of India on foreign soil. Mani Shankar has done actually the opposite. He says currently, and this is of this week, he tells the Pakistanis that I think Pakistanis are lovely people. I have never, been shown such hospitality anywhere in the world. I don't know how Mani Shankar Iyer got to this, but Mani Shankar Iyer says that the vote share proves that a majority of Indians actually want to be friends with Pakistan. So he goes there, he makes all these bizarre statements, and Pakistan is the land of the bizarre. Pakistanis love bizarre statements. Their own politicians are absolutely bizarre. Now, it seems to me that Mani Shankar Iyer is part of the Congress Mukt Bharat scheme. Jai Hind friends, I am Major Gauravari and you are watching the latest news of the day. Mani Shankar Iyer, senior Congress leader, goes to Pakistan and passes a series of comments And to anybody who knows the Pakistani society closely and watches Indian politics also, as a student will figure out that in trying to insult the Prime Minister of India on foreign soil, Mani Shankar has done actually the opposite. And today, I'll try and decipher how he has done that. So he goes to Pakistan and he passes a series of comments. The last time he went to Pakistan several years back, he said that Pakistan must help India to get rid of Modi. He's on record having said that Pakistan should help the Indians to get rid of Modi. Not realizing that Prime Minister Modi has come in with an absolute majority. The people of India want him in that seat of power. He's their representative. But what he says to the Pakistanis is something else, making the Pakistanis believe that somehow there could be outside interference in the election process of India. And maybe Pakistanis could do something about it. He's saying this to the Pakistanis who have not managed to conduct a successful election in 76 years. So, he says currently, and this is of this week, he tells the Pakistanis that I think Pakistanis are lovely people. I have never, been shown such hospitality anywhere in the world, except for in Pakistan. And Pakistanis are people that if you're good to them, they're 10 times good to you. If you're bad to them, they're 10 times bad, blah, blah, and blah. And Mani Shankar Iyer goes on and on and on saying that, actually Prime Minister Modi is not so popular. The number of seats that he has in Parliament, is not justified by the vote share that he got. And the vote share proves, I don't know how Mani Shankar Iyer got to this, but Mani Shankar Iyer says that the vote share proves that a majority of Indians actually want to be friends with Pakistan. Now this is sheer foolishness. I don't know who put him up to it and why he's gone there, and I have a theory, far-fetched though it may sound, but I have a theory. And you see, so he goes there, he makes all these bizarre statements, and Pakistan is the land of the bizarre. Pakistanis love bizarre statements. Their own politicians are absolutely bizarre. Let me give you an example of Pakistan's bizarre politicians. Imran Khan supported independence come first, but somehow they can't, grab power. They're the ones who've got the maximum seats. Now the guy who comes second is the guy the army wants to be the Prime Minister, that is Nawaz Sharif. But the person who wants to be the Prime Minister himself has actually come third, and his name is Bilawal Bhutto. This is bizarre Pakistani politics. Now, coming back to this whole issue of Mani Shankar Iyer, so he goes and he says a whole lot of things, and he keeps on pitching for India-Pakistan friendship. India-Pakistan friendship. And then a theory comes to my mind, and the theory is that who is benefiting by Mani Shankar Iyer's speech in Pakistan? Who's benefiting? Now, 99% of Indians consider Pakistan to be enemy country. They say Pakistan is an enemy country. That much they are sure about, right? So, when you go and abuse your own Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of India, and you speak ill about your own country, in a so-called enemy country, who's going to benefit? You see, when the Prime Minister was asked about the number of seats BJP would win in the Parliament, he said,
Burning question, powered by Jana Small Finance Bank.
Thank you for joining us on The Burning Question. I'm Niranjan. It's 8 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, what's been happening in Bengal is being witnessed by the entire country. All political parties, almost all political parties, except the Trinamool Congress, is beginning to believe. They're all believing, and they're all going there firsthand, visiting Sandesh Khali, seeing what's been happening there, hearing the victims, listening to the testimonies, and are witness the truth. Except for the Trinamool Congress, which is the ruling party in Bengal. And here at the Republic Media Network, our relentless coverage will continue with the Republic Bangla team leading this relentless coverage. We are at the forefront of it, and we continue to expose the truth. We will ask some questions, and of course the biggest question tonight is, for how long will Mamata Banerjee be in denial? Here are the headlines tonight at 8 p.m. 11 days on, women of Sandeshkhali continue to fight against politically institutionalized mass rape by Trinamool Congress goons.
महामहिम राष्ट्रपति मैडम को जो रिपोर्ट दिया है उसमें ये चीज़ लिखा है, क्योंकि बंगाल का हालात अभी इतना खराब है कि मैडम आप राष्ट्रपति शासन के लिए सुपारिश कर सकता है।
National Commission for Scheduled Castes seeks President's rule in West Bengal over the Sandeshkhali horror. BJP ups the ante against Mamata Banerjee. Government stages protest, alleges Trinamool Congress goons and police hand in glove. Amid the women's uprising, Prime Minister will visit Bengal on the 6th of March, Home Minister on the 29th of February. Income Tax Tribunal defreezes Congress bank accounts. Party says action based on flimsy grounds. Karnataka High Court quashes Veena Vijayan's plea requesting quashing of a serious fraud investigation. It's a big jolt to the Kerala Chief Minister's daughter. As the women's uprising continues in Sandeshkhali, Bengal, ladies and gentlemen, the political controversy is getting bigger. Even the Congress party, the left, the BJP, now nobody else is left in Bengal apart from these parties, and they're all on the ground admitting what's going on over serious allegations of institutionalized mass rape. The allegation against Mamata Banerjee's key man, who she continues to protect. Even the fact-checking team, which is on the ground, has been blocked by the police in Bengal. Here are the details of what happened in Bengal today, and then we debate.
Unrest continues across West Bengal as protesters continue to demand the arrest of Trinamool leader Shah Jahan Sheikh and his accomplices over allegations of mass rape. Amid the chaos, a fact-finding team formed by BJP Chief JP Nadda en route to the region was stopped by Mamata's police midway.
Maybe they should have shown such forthrightness in stopping Shah Jahan Sheikh and getting him under arrest. But instead, Shah Jahan Sheikh gets a clean chit in the assembly by no less than Mamata Banerjee, who insults and humiliates the victims. And where are those people who talk about democracy bachao, about award wapsi, about Hathras? Where are they today? Priyanka Vadda, Rahul Gandhi, all of them are silent because it is inconvenient to speak, or because they also know that TMC means Talibani mindset and culture.
The unrest, now in its 11th day, has caused a massive political uproar.
वहाँ रोका गया जिससे हम लोग जो संदेशखाली में तालिबानी शासन चल रहा है, हिंदुओं को टारगेट हो रहा, हम ना देख पाए। ममता बनर्जी का तानाशाही तालिबानी राज जो चल रहा है उसको हम राज्यपाल जी को बताएंगे।
उस बेटी बहू को न्याय मिले, इसके लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी हमेशा उनके साथ है और अंतिम क्षण तक कानूनी लड़ाई लड़के कानूनी तरीके से ही हम जरूर जाएंगे और उसे न्याय दिलाएंगे।
शेख शाहजहां जैसा लोगों ने हमारी जो फिशरमैन है, हमारी जो दलित है, हमारी जो एससी कम्युनिटी का किसान है, सबका जमीन को लूट रहे हैं, लेकिन पुलिस उनको संरक्षण दे रहे हैं, पब्लिक को संरक्षण नहीं दिया।
उनको लगता है कि कोई दूसरी राज खुल जाएगी, इसलिए डर के मारे रुकते हैं। ये अधिकार की बाहर काम करते हैं, हम कानून दिखाते हैं फिर भी वो नहीं मानने के लिए तैयार है। ये सरासर तानाशाही है और क्या।
Meanwhile, the top scheduled caste rights body has claimed that the TMC is sheltering Shah Jahan.
ये संदेशखाली सिर्फ एक झलक है। पूरा पश्चिम बंगाल में ऐसे सेक्टर बना के रखा है सत्ता में रहने के लिए। ये सब मिल के टीम बना के उधर में एक जंगल राज बना के रहे हैं। लोगों को संपत्ति वो लोग एक्रोश कर रहे हैं, फिर महिलाओं को चूस करके रात में उन पार्टी बीच लेके उन लोगों का बदतमीजी कर रहा है। ये सब जो सिचुएशन रखा है। ये तालिबान जाने का जरूरत नहीं है, तालिबान राज उधर में कायम कर दिया है।
As politics surrounding the incident continues to escalate, Shah Jahan Sheikh is still on the run.
There are very, very serious and deeply disturbing allegations coming out from Sandesh Khali, West Bengal, wherein a number of women have alleged and have claimed and stated in media that they were raped by goons of the ruling party, including one Sheikh Shah Jahan. And there is a very less likelihood that the local police, if the investigation is done by local police, there is very less likelihood of any justice being given to these victims. And that is why I have filed this PIL in Supreme Court. I am primarily praying that an independent agency, and that too outside West Bengal, should conduct an investigation, and also the trial should be conducted outside.
As the Sandesh Khali horror continues to unfold, the big question remains, where is Shah Jahan Sheikh? And is this TMC's bid to shield the accused? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
We have Shatorupa, BJP spokesperson, joining us live from West Bengal. Manojit Mandal, political analyst who leans towards the Trinamool Congress, joining us to defend the Mamata Banerjee government. Manojit Mandal, let me ask you the first question. I thought I'll go to the BJP. I'll ask you the first question. There is a recommendation that's come in, and that recommendation is that the president's rule should be imposed in Bengal, and it's come from the NCSC, which is the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, right? Now, even your ally, that is the Trinamool Congress ally, the Congress, has gone to Sandesh Khali, and they too believe that your government is covering up the truth. Why shouldn't president's rule then be imposed in Bengal?
Now, first of all, we do not have any alliance with Adit Chaudhary, right? So that's point number one. Adit Chaudhary has remained Mamata basher, Mamata hater for the last 30 years of He was a person who was in jail for double murder during the CPIM. He was a person who used to call Mamata all kinds of things. Even 7 days back, said the same thing. We do not consider it. Coming back to the allegations that you have, I will show you a video of the BJP leader of that particular Sandesh Khali, Syria Party, and look at this video. And I hope that you also done these videos on your channel. This is Syria Party, who's picking up the police officer. She is pulling down Sukanta Majumdar, 22 years old. Thereafter, Sukanta Majumdar, apparently fell sick. This person, again, allegedly was also performing as one of the alleged. Look at this, look at this. She was also performing as one of the alleged, and she arrested this person, same person under all kind of and mask. She was performing as a Hindu victim, that particular person of rape. Another one, and this person is CPIM. Look at this picture. This person, another one, she's apparently from CPIM. She's also alleged victim. These pictures were played on TV. Look at the left side of my screen. This person, and now this person. Look at this person. This person is apparently from CPIM. She was also in Sandesh for this, narrating the same kind of trauma and sexual harassment. Even then, Niranjan,
what are you showing?
That's to say. Let me assure you and all the viewers, even then, there is an iota of such cases. The police special investigation team led by a woman officer, all women police officers, 10-member women police team, when they played, led by none other than DIG, CID. Only 4 complaints were received. And none of these complaints, of these 4 complaints, talk about sexual harassment, molestation, forget about rape. So we want to know if they are, on the other hand, you have this kind of. Again, there is another side of the story. People are also talking about this man, Shah Jahan, how he benefited. There are other media showing that is fine, there's no problem. Fact remains that, Niranjan, these things are happening for the last 1.5 months. Tell me honestly, I have also debated on your channel about Shahjahan. But did you ever bring up this issue 7 days back about this kind of mass step that you are now alleged? Did you honestly speak? Because I debated on Shahjahan. The month of first week of January. This issue came up and it was apparently attacked because you did not inform the police to go there. Since then, we have been debating on this almost every day. Not a single case of
Manojit, I want you to just hold on for a second. I can't hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly.
Only in the last 7-8 years.
I have a poor line with you, Manojit.
What happens in the last 7-8 years?
Manojit, I have a poor audio line with you. Manojit, sorry to interrupt you there. Sorry to interrupt you. I have a poor audio line because a majority of what you said was not very clear because of that poor audio line. I think you got a call somewhere in between as well. I could hear that. We'll fix your line again and I'll let you speak again. So I'll just fix that line. So meanwhile, let me also introduce Yogita Bayana, women's activist joining us on the debate. But my question is to Shatarupa. Now, Shatarupa, if it's one victim, if it's two victims, now it doesn't matter how many victims are there. Now, you can't say that everyone is lying. And your party has been there on the ground. Your political opponent left has also now visited Sandesh Khali. The Congress party, Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary also went there and he shed tears, right, after listening to their testimonies. Now, it can't be that everyone is wrong, everyone is lying, right? That can't be the case. That certainly can't be the case. That everyone except the Trinamool Congress is correct.
Yeah, that's my point. I could somewhat make out what Manojit was saying because I heard him doing and saying exactly the same thing in the previous channel in some other show. My point here is, Niranjan, thank you for pointing out that it's not that, only Trinamool is speaking the truth and the rest of us are all talking nonsense and trying to politicize this matter. What Trinamool is blaming us to be. Let's look at a few facts. Firstly, this incident of Shahjahan happened on 5th January. Today is the 14th of February. Shahjahan is still absconding. Now, because Shahjahan is absconding, some 7 to 10 days earlier, his cronies, I think, tried to put saline water into the fully laden crops of these women. So finally, they reacted and they could react. Because Shahjahan is absconding, they've got some amount of courage. Now, the first 2-3 things that they've said is, one, that this torture has been going on for some 13 to 10 years, 10 or 13 years. Number 2 is they have complained to the police. That is what naturally one person does, irrespective of whichever political party you belong to. Police said, we can't do anything, Dadas will have to. Dada meaning Shahjahan and the henchmen, his henchmen. Number 3, Trinamool is constantly blaming us, Trinamool, Manojit, the Honorable Chief Minister, Kunal Ghosh, all the other Trinamool spokespersons are blaming us, BJP, that we have egged on these women, whereas these women have gone on record saying repeatedly, not once, not twice, not one, not 2 women, almost all of them are saying that we are Trinamool and we want to support the Honorable Chief Minister, who they call Didi, who most of Bengal calls Didi. So this entire weird logic of them being egged on by us or they being our party is something that is irrelevant. Number 4, which is most important, these women, whenever they have gone and put in a report, even when the NCW came or the state inquiry team went, the police are all the time there, Niranjan. And you can see fear written in the eyes. That's all you can see of these women because they've got their faces wrapped around. And they are constantly saying, in fact, NCW has put in a report later on, I think a social media post, that they were talking in the presence of police, whether it's women police or male police, that is irrelevant. Now, all these facts point to, again, certain very clear inferences, I would say. Number 1, they are living in fear, irrespective of who they are. They are women, whether they have been raped, whether they have been molested, is again immaterial. These women do not feel safe. Niranjan, for your record, because Republic is always open about everything, I was representing BJP on another channel where a lady anchor said, after all, rape to nahi hua hai. Look, I don't know whether how many women have been raped or whether they're saying that there is an attempt to rape. The point is these women have been manhandled, and constantly the incidents that they have been reported. How many of them have finally landed up in rape is really nobody's concern. If a woman feels unsafe in a state which is ruled by a woman chief minister, then India has something to worry about. Bharat has to be concerned about this, which the rest of India is worried. Now again, the Honorable Chief Minister, the woman Chief Minister of West Bengal, goes on record. She spent some, I think, 15 to 20 minutes on the Sandesh Khali issue in the closing session of the budget, where she says that the women who are covered in the faces, some 17 people have been arrested, and these women whose faces have been unearthed, she recognizes them as BJP people. I don't know how, because we don't. And these people also don't say that they're from BJP. They're saying they're from Trinamool.
Yeah.
Last sentence.
Yeah.
Then can
Just
go on
Manojit.
and slide it. The last sentence.
No, since you did not hear my voice earlier.
Mamata Banerjee has been saying repeatedly that there is an RSS camp there.
Yeah.
There is. RSS is everywhere, all over West Bengal. And thank God RSS is there. Because RSS, at least, even though they don't get into politics.
Okay, one second. Shatarupa.
Can I come in?
Okay.
Can I say?
Shatarupa, I want to. Shatarupa, one second. Manojit, before you come in, I'll get Yogita. I'll get Yogita to speak, and then you can respond to both Yogita and Shatarupa. I'll give you your time. I promise you, I'll give you your time. Now, Yogita Bayana, all these women's activists, women's rights lobby, which is very, very active on social media, and recently we hear that there is a new Rajya Sabha MP as well in the Trinamool Congress. Now, all of these people would often talk about women's rights, women's issues. Now, what happened to all these people? Right? Now, what happened? The entire lobby seems to have gone silent. Kya hai? I mean, what is going on? Why is there a double standard when it comes to certain states, few political parties?
It is very unfortunate, but our country is governed by politics. आप भी नहीं देखेंगे कि बीजेपी के कोई कार्यकर्ता आके यूपी में हंगामा कर रहे हैं कोई रेप के ऊपर या ब्रिजभूषण के घर के ये जो बड़ी बड़ी बातें कर रहे हैं वो भी नहीं आते हैं. सो इट इज पार्ट ऑफ द पॉलिटिक्स की जिनकी पार्टी के हाथ खुद गंदे होते हैं, दे डोंट रेज वॉइस देयर. सो आई डोंट वांट टू गो देयर, बट आई हैव बीन रेजिंग माय वॉइस फॉर ऑल द केसेस and I will keep raising, and I was the first one to tweet and it got amplified there. They will have their own agendas कि चलो West Bengal है तो चलो करते हैं. But I just as an activist who's working for 17 years on women issues would like to say कि इसकी thorough जांच होनी चाहिए, state SIT से नहीं होनी चाहिए, सेंटर की एजेंसी से होनी चाहिए और अपॉलिटिकल होनी चाहिए. बीजेपी को भी इसमें विंडिक्टिवनेस ना ढूंढते हुए एक फेयर इंक्वायरी होना चाहिए. एंड ममता बनर्जी शुड डेफिनेटली शुड come forward and be concerned rather than kind of putting women in jail, those who are speaking up, rather than politicizing and snubbing whosoever is raising. These people also, bunch of these so-called BJP politicians also have been raising the voice. Thanks to them, at least कुछ तो काम करते हैं ये लोग, कभी कभी आवाज उठा लेते हैं. बट चलिए, वोट के लिए उठाते हैं, जिसके लिए भी उठाते हैं.
No, 1 minute.
Only thing is इसमें कोई पॉलिटिक्स
एक और चीज ये है,
बेटियां जहां असुरक्षित है, wherever women are unsafe,
can I speak?
India is one.
See, I remember because you mentioned Yogita, you mentioned UP.
We are raising the voice, and I don't know about
you mentioned UP. You mentioned UP.
And those NGO lobby, I don't say like that because NGOs are at least there. Thank God they are. Otherwise, politics ही करते हैं.
I want to bring in Manojit.
Yes.
No, ठीक है, लेकिन Manojit, I want to tell you, because I remember many times she mentioned Uttar Pradesh, when there were a couple of incidents. Obviously, there was an attempt to politicize. I still remember delegations from Bengal flew to Uttar Pradesh. Okay. Now the irony is, parties in Bengal are not being allowed to go there.
And they did not allow them to enter.
Listen to me. Parties like I don't know why. Manojit, I'm asking you, Manojit.
Yes.
There's a BJP delegation that's been blocked. Okay, fine. You have I don't know. Different delegations, fact-finding teams are also blocked from going to Sandesh Khali. Why? What is there to hide?
No, hang on. First of all, I can answer the question by saying that in UP, we did not allow our team to go there. In Assam, we did not allow our team to go there. But that's not the point. The point is why suddenly, the thing that I was speaking, Niranjan, earlier, and it's not here. I'll show this video of this BJP leader, Syria Parveen. Look at how she is beating up the police officer and pulling down Sukant Majumdar, and then he fell sick. And the same person, she performed as an alleged victim, as an alleged Hindu victim, and she was under police custody. She was arrested. Then again, this is Agnimitra Paul. Agnimitra Paul speaking about we were planning this place as a hell. We'll go there and we'll do this, that. Agnimitra Paul. And then another one. Look at this.
Okay.
This video. Look at this. No, hang on. Listen to me. Look at this. Another one. And this person, look at the left side of my screen. She is again another alleged victim. She is apparently from CPIM. She also confirmed to the alleged victim and narrated the stories that she was molested, she was raped, and so on and so forth. Despite that, and please let me speak at least for 1 minute. Despite that, look at the and the prompt action of Mamata Banerjee's government. She sends a special police team led by all women, DIG, CID, 10 women police officers, went door to door to collect evidences and complaints. Only 4 complaints were received, and I saying this on record. 4 complaints, none of the complaints were of sexual nature. There were intimidations. They were called for meeting.
Is there a lie, Shatarupa? Is there a lie?
No.
Shatarupa, is there a lie?
On top of this, hang on.
Is there a lie?
All these are lies. All these are lies. Yes, there was a police team. May I? Niranjan, may I? There was a police team which was sent. But this police team went door to door and harassed them further and threatened them. Because these women have gone on record. And there's all this cock and bull story that Manojit is now cooking up again. He keeps on cooking up stories. But the same woman who was seen with the Honorable State President is the same woman who's representing these stories. Is again a matter of his vivid imagination. He's a figment of his vivid imagination. Because the channel that he's talking about, ABP Ananda in the morning, have been repeatedly showing that it's not the same woman.
Way of violence. You do not allow us to speak in TV studio, outside TV studio.
You're talking nonsense, Manojit. For once, think about the women. For once, think about what is happening to these women. Enough of your...
Okay, I'm running out of time. Shatarupa and Manojit. Shatarupa and Manojit, don't speak over each other. Nobody can hear either of you. 1 minute. Okay, Manojit. Running out of time. I'm running out of time. We're debating it at 9 o'clock again. You're joining us at 9 o'clock again. We'll talk about it.
No, I will not go to...
No, we'll talk about it again at 9 o'clock.
You people are not allowing the other's voice to be heard on TV because they're scared of...
I gave you the first word. And you're again, I let you speak again, uninterrupted. What are you saying? I don't think you have any cause to complain. I let you speak. I don't think you can accuse me of not letting you speak. I gave you the first word. You spoke for a very long time. I gave you a second turn to speak. Shatarupa has spoken just once. She may have interrupted you, but I have to end the show at this point because we're debating this again at 9 p.m. on Arnab's debate. At 9 p.m. here on Republic TV, this is a Republic Bangla investigation, and we have led the coverage in Bengal of this story, and we will continue to ask some very, very uncomfortable questions at 9 p.m. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's time on the debate for the nation's sharpest opinion. When it came to the Right to Information Act, political parties, no matter who they were very prickly about coming under the ambit of the RTA. And I continue to believe that all political funding should be transparent and in the open. So today, when the Honorable Supreme Court has held that anonymous electoral bonds are unconstitutional, I believe there is merit to what the Supreme Court has decided. The electoral bond scheme, ladies and gentlemen, was brought in to tackle the wealth of black money infusion into political funding. So much cash, so much black money going to political parties. And this was brought in to clean up the dirty cash-driven donations to political parties. It is a reality that has to be countered. But are electoral bonds which permit anonymity to donors a solution? I don't think so. First of all, we need to know. Where's the money coming from? Who's giving it? How much to whom? Why should we not know? Secondly, these bonds are routed through the State Bank of India, which of course has the data of the donors. The government will get access to that data. So the question really is, if the ruling party benefits disproportionately by way of access to who the donors are, why should the public be denied that same information? I should know. How much the BJP is getting, how much AAP is getting, how much Samajwadi Party or Congress are getting, or anyone else is getting. Who's giving? Secondly, the overall shield that political donors get is not democratic and in the interests of transparency. Everybody must know. If you're watching the Republic Media Network, for example, you have a right to know, and you can know, what is the ownership structure of Republic. I have to inform the government, and if you ask, you will get to know. That should be the fact. If I'm claiming this independently owned, this can be backed up and you can get access to it. Ladies and gentlemen, if we in the media have to share all the information with the people, which we should, then political parties also should. Everyone should. Corporates should. Everyone should. Because in the India of today, it's about transparency. We have the right to know. As the people of India, we have a right to know who is pouring in small, medium or big money to political parties. Political parties have a right to know. We also have a right to know. It can't be unequal access to information. After that, we can then choose to reject or elect. And we need to know, I'll tell you why, viewers. Because, for example, and let me give one example. All of you know that various firms, for example, firms which have been dealing with certain kind of payments, or firms which are dealing with issues which are subject to government legislation, if they are the major donors to parties and donors to certain political parties, does that give them a right to influence opinion? These are general questions, relevant questions. Opacity is not a solution to cleaning the political economy of party funding, in my view. Transparency is what we want. Opacity should not be an option at all. Because behind closed doors, by way of overt or covert access to the SBI database, it could systematically allow for the loophole of possible blind quid pro quos, favoritism, or the inverse. Now, one can say there's nothing to prove that it happened, but the fact is, if it can happen, then why take the risk? So while electoral bonds, they have tackled one menace, which is cash and black money and cash and carry, black money in politics, it has mistakenly endorsed, in my view, another: opacity, lack of transparency. So I don't think it should be a debate at all, because faceless black money cash is not better or worse than faceless accounted for bonds with KYC. And while I will ask on whether the scheme favors whoever is ruling at the center, it is rich for those like the Congress who are very happy with the black money funding all this while to be claiming they wanted this because the share of income of national parties from unknown sources has the TMC at 96%, Congress at 72% in terms of bonds and donations in cash below a certain amount. So I think the way forward is to encourage transparency, with the Supreme Court leading the way. Mamata Banerjee has come out in open and brazen defense of Mafia Don Shah Jahan, that also in the West Bengal Assembly. She has attacked the media. She has attacked even the survivors and the witnesses of sexual assault and rape by horribly questioning their intent and calling them, the victims of sexual assault and rape, as her political adversaries. Viewers of Republic, when victims become adversaries and when mafia dons become partners, it is the beginning of the end. Mamata Banerjee has lost the moral authority to rule Bengal with her sheer insensitivity and one-sided defense of all the torture, her defense of all the misdeeds that her party leaders and mafia are accused of. Mamata Banerjee calls the media who question her sold out. Would she call the mafia don Shah Jahan sold out? Would she call her scam-tainted and arrested leaders sold out? Would she call the kingpins of the cattle smuggling scam the teachers' recruitment scam, and the mega land grab scam in which her party leaders are involved, would she call them sold out? No, she wouldn't. She would defend those people. So she has chosen her side. Mamata Banerjee is backing the political mafia. We at Republic are backing the people. And viewers, the people must win.
अबू धाबी में बना ये भव्य मंदिर इसलिए इतना महत्वपूर्ण है।
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University and Century Club Prime.
Good evening and welcome friends to this section of the Trending Burning Question. There is a breaking news development which is connected with the Delhi Assembly. All 7 MLAs of the BJP have been suspended by the government there, by the Speaker of the Assembly, for disrupting Lieutenant Governor's address which happened yesterday. Remember, BJP has 7 legislators in Delhi Assembly and all of them have been suspended. And according to the Speaker, they were disrupting the address of the Lieutenant Governor in the ensuing budget session, and a decision being taken to suspend them because they were not letting the House in order. And on that note, we focus on our story for this section of the Trending Burning Question, which is the farmers' protest. Been 4 days of chaos around Delhi at the borders, at Shambhu border, specifically between Haryana and Punjab. It's almost turning into a veritable Punjab and Haryana fight with the farmers protesting there, wanting to come to Delhi, but the Haryana government obviously and the Haryana police not letting them come in. In the interim, talks have been going on, 3 rounds done, 4th round going to take place on Sunday. But what's the issue really? The sticking point is the minimum support price. Look at what the farmers have said today after the talks with the government. Then I come back with someone who's deep into it in terms of understanding, Professor Ramesh Chand. He's member of the Niti Aayog. Nobody knows better than him what MSP means and what the farmers' demands entail. Listen to what the farmers have said, then I come back.
4 days on, protesters continue their Delhi Chalo march. Commuters nationwide, including office goers and school children alike, are facing disruptions amid heavy traffic. Their march is in response to several unfulfilled demands, including guarantees on MSP and pension schemes. Protesters are also demanding the withdrawal of FIRs against those involved in 2020-2021 stir. They are also demanding compensation for those who lost their lives in the previous stir.
MSP के ऊपर सबसे ज़्यादा चर्चा हुई, तो बड़ा मुद्दा है और सरकार का कहना भी एक मैकेनिज्म सिस्टम बनाना पड़ेगा और इसलिए वो अपनी तौर से कोई ना कोई इस तरह का समय मांग के कुछ चाहते हैं कि सरकार में विचार विमर्श हो और उससे आगे कोई ना कोई बात हो। तो अब देखते हैं कि कल जो एतवार को जो मीटिंग होगी उसमें क्या निकल के आएगा।
Meanwhile, talks are ongoing between the centre and the protesters. With just months to go before the Lok Sabha polls, who is fanning the flames of discontent among these protesters? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, we seem to be having some issue there connecting with Professor Ramesh Chand, member of the Niti Aayog, and he would have explained to us. But we also have Indra Shekhar Singh. He's agri-policy analyst, former director, policy and outreach, National Seed Association of India, and he's someone who has been articulating on this issue as well. And so essentially what we are having is a conversation on the technical aspects of the minimum support price. Viewers, you know, you have been watching these protests, the second edition of farmers' protest on the issue. for last few days. There has been chaos on the ground, normal life disrupted in some pockets around Delhi, and it seems that it's still building up. It's not really showing signs of being rolled back. So let's begin with you, Indra Shekhar Singh. You know, I was going through some facts, and the first up is that already in Punjab, or so far as Punjab is concerned, much of the crop, almost 90% plus for paddy and 70% plus for wheat, is already being procured at the MSP which is announced by the government. So it's not that the farmers are left high and dry. They are already getting MSP. It's just about the formula, right? Swaminathan formula on which they are stuck.
See, absolutely. But there are some other nuanced aspects that we must consider. And I'm not trying to make a political point. I'm only trying to make an agrarian point. All of us paid 400, 200, 300 rupees for tomatoes earlier this year in metros. Many of us paid a lot of money when it came to ginger, onions, wheat. Wheat has been the highest ever it has been in many, many years. There is hyper food inflation. And at the same time, India needs 800 million people that need to depend on government food rations for their means of survival. Now, these are two very important aspects. First, the farmer is not getting any money. Second, the consumer is being it's being charged a supreme premier price. And third, there is a major malnutrition and hunger crisis that's emerging from the government's own data. It's also clear that the strategic reserves in India are, when I mean the strategic food reserves, they are at their lowest. So this presents a problem and an opportunity. The problem is that there is problem in the state of agrarian India, and the Modi government recognizes it. Doubling farmers' income was a flagship program of the government. Keep in mind, it was the flagship program, not a secondary program. So the Modi government is well aware of what the rural sign, what signs rural economy is giving to the urban economy and to the planners. So there is a problem in agrarian India, which is, and sir, let me just please complete, and then I'll tell you the MSP demand in its current form. What does it really say? It says that give us a fair price. Now, I feel there is an opportunity for the government, the farmers, and the consumers and industry, all of them to work together to actually create this into a golden moment for agriculture. Now, whether it happens through a law, it happens through I have another solution for it, which is through non-recourse loans to farmers as crops as collateral. If we follow this model, which is already being followed in different parts of the world,
Indra,
I think the deadlock can be removed.
Indra,
and the government
let's have a step-by-step conversation.
Sure.
No, let's have a step-by-step conversation. So,
sure, please.
First up, I said that pretty much entire wheat and paddy crop, insofar as Punjab is concerned, pretty much entire crop is being taken at MSP. So the issue is about the formula of MSP. Now, also because you were mentioning about food price inflation, etc., I was going through numbers. And the price at which the farmers are selling to the government through MSP, wheat at least, is already higher than the international per quintal price of wheat, right? Roughly thereabout, if not higher. So it's not that the farmers are dispossessed in any manner vis-a-vis rest of their, brethren around the world. Also, now coming to the formula of the MSP, if we can discuss it for the benefit of viewers in the simplest possible terms. As of now, the MSP, as designed by the cost of agriculture, the CACP, the Commission on Agriculture Cost and Prices, it is essentially a formula which gives farmers their cost, whatever they incur in terms of getting the crop, plus some, I believe, some additional profit on it, right? Now, the farmers say that this additional profit should be at least 50% of the cost, and the cost should also include factors like rent of land, interest, etc. Now, the question is that already, and I'm going through CACP data, Indra, already the Swaminathan formula is C2 plus 50%. Already the farmers at the current MSP in Punjab, for example, and the rest of the country, they are getting C2 plus 38%. So just about 12% where the catch is, right? So it's not that the farmers are again very impoverished. They're getting their almost entire crop taken in at MSP, and the MSP as it exists today, as per CACP, is around C2 plus 38%. So it's not that they are really dying of hunger and poverty because of this formula. It's just a matter of 12%. Just for the benefit of viewers, if you can add your perspective on that.
So first of all, I've actually been in those meetings of the CACP where these costs are being decided. So I exactly know the processes through which the costs are determined each season. Now, what the farmers are saying, again, I'm not trying to side with the farmers or with the government. I'm just trying to talk agriculturally. Of course, there is a need to revive the formula. That's why Swaminathan ji, who was given the Bharat Ratna by the Modi government, was involved in the process. The governments, and this is not just BJP or Congress, India as an administration, Bharat as an administration understood that there is a problem. And of course, there is a problem. There is no denying this. Modi ji himself has said during his chief ministership in Gujarat, and please, sir, let me complete this point, and this is not a political point. Please just allow me to complete. So what the problem here is that currently the cost of production analysis is an incorrect analysis, because always every year, every 10 years, the cost of productions will keep increasing. If there is hyperinflation in DAP prices or in oil prices, the Indian planning mechanism cannot take such shocks. So the cost of production formula that is being suggested, I think there is a need to reevaluate it. There should be a steady growth in which agri-commodities, there should be a baseline period considered in which the price of agri-commodities have risen at power with industrial and service commodities or service goods. See, that is what the problem is here. Agricultural commodities, the price of agricultural commodities has not stably risen when compared to, for example, a teacher's salary, or for example, the price of gold, or for example, the price of other industrially manufactured goods. So you have to see that there needs to be an equivalence.
You are the subject expert, but just a while back, Indra, just a while back, you are the subject expert, but just a while back you said that there are times when the tomato crop goes for $200-300 a kilogram, and there are times that it goes down. So obviously, agriculture has its peculiarities, and the subject experts deal with it. But by and large, I'm just talking about the CACP data and the formula. So for example, in the case of Madhya Pradesh, it's actually C2 plus 52%. In the case of wheat, the farmers are asking 50%. In the case of Punjab, where they are saying C2 plus 50%, it's already C2 plus 51%. But Desh Ratan Nigam, joining us live, unfortunately we couldn't get Mr. Professor Ramesh Chand due to some connectivity issues. But Desh Ratan Nigam, again, going by data,
can I answer that?
If the problem is just about Punjab, look at the numbers. I'll come to you, Andra. Desh Ratan Nigam has joined, so just putting a question on Punjab. Punjab farmers say, oh, they are losing money, they are not getting their cost, etc. But if you look at the national average Indian household income, the national average is 10,218 rupees a month, against which Punjab has 26,000 rupees a month. And Punjab happens to be essentially an agrarian state. It does not have any industry. So obviously with agriculture, it is already almost more than double the national average income. It's highest in the country among the largest states, in fact. So obviously there is an element of politics there, Ratan Nigam, because if you look at the formula CACP data, it's already C2 plus 50% plus. If you look at the national average income of the family, it's already Punjab having the highest in the large states. The protests seem to be having a strong element of motivation in politics.
Certainly, Abhishek. In fact, if you look at the timing, the timing is so important. The moment the election comes, they start agitating. However, the difficulty with the state is that what you see that industrialization is going down. If you look at Phagwada, or if you look at Jalandhar, or all over the places, the industrial output is down. The state has got very high fiscal deficit. And on top of that, the agriculture is also going down. The soil has got saline, acidic, and the quality of the agricultural produce has also gone down. So that is the difficulty, the problem. And the Punjab people do not eat
that's an
their
important
own,
aspect
produce.
you bring focus to. In fact, that was something I wanted to ask. Yeah, that's something which I actually wanted to ask. Indra, you are the expert. Please, You were talking about the costs that go into and the cost inflation that should be accounted for insofar as farmers' produce is concerned. But, you are forgetting the subsidies that they get in all their costs,
Exactly.
right? And
So
in
you
fact,
saved
if you
my point,
continue
so
to
you
add
proved
to
my
these subsidies, there might be issues with the WTO. And then would come the issue of liberalization of the agriculture market. And then you would talk about bringing in farm laws. So, there has to be a balancing act done. Either you want the agri market to be brought out of the morass that it is in, to liberalize it, to integrate it with the larger industry and market and let the market dynamics guide, or you keep dependent on these kind of subsidies which are going to have an issue in WTO. But then this issue that Resh Ratan Nigam raised is also important, Indra. What's your view on that? You see, there has to be something, or there is some problem specific to Punjab, which is that you have to wean them away from paddy and wheat. On the one hand, there is the issue of water table.
Yes.
On the other, there is the issue of crop diversification. So obviously, these factors can't be just addressed by C2 plus 50% Swaminathan formula. There has to be more that has to be done, for which the farmers have to engage with the government, which perhaps they are not doing.
See, you've actually proven some of the points and solutions that I was talking about. Exactly, there needs to be no MSP for industrial farming. Today, we've come to a point where there should be MSP for only ecological and regenerative farming, so that the soils are preserved, the water is preserved, and the future generations of Bharat are preserved. We cannot keep dosing our lands with toxics and pesticides. Now, you raised the question of WTO. You will find it very funny that in the WTO, the Indian government is actually advocating for MSP and farmer support. And at home, it's a different view. So you're absolutely right that there is a khichdi in Indian agricultural politics.
There is a political reason for that, perhaps, Indra, which is that the government wants a cushion of subsidies to remain for the farmers' constituency. But that does not mean, that really does not mean.
This is not a criticism of the government. Please understand, this is the last point, and this is actually in line with everything you've said. The last point is that if we want to liberalize agriculture, open up the land ceiling. Let the means of production be free also, and then let the free market come in. You cannot have a limited means of production and then have a free market on top of that.
Well, you have to speak to the political opposition which oppose the very first reform of the Modi government back in 2014, which was about the land reform, right? The opposition did not let it happen. Similarly, in the case of farm laws, they were forward-looking. They would have integrated the rural hinterland with the larger market across the country, would have created a pan-India national market. But the farm laws were also opposed, and we saw the consequences. We are seeing the consequences. And perhaps, there has to be a give and take. The farmers can't be having both ends of the bargain. And I'm told Ashutosh Mishra has joined us. Analyst leans toward the Congress party. Ashutosh Mishra, someone like Indra Shekhar Singh, who's an expert, he's saying that there can be land reforms, there can be farm laws, right? He's choosing his words carefully, but essentially means that these kind of reforms should be welcome. Land reforms.
The problem here is that one of the
oppose those land reforms, right?
Demands of the
and you continue to oppose any reform that the government tries to bring.
Reforms. And they say the amount of money that they get is not enough. That's what also they want to go back to the old formula. Right now, they say their land is taken and they are not given adequate.
All right, sorry, Ashutosh Mishra, for the last 2 minutes, I have got the guest I wanted, Professor Ramesh Chand. He is member of the Niti Aayog. Very good evening, sir. Very welcome. It's unfortunate that we couldn't get you for the rest of the debate, but your last comments, this MSP issue, I have discussed much of it, but many states, according to CSCP data, many farmers in these states, most farmers in these states, Punjab, Madhya Pradesh, they are already getting C2 plus 50% above that. So what's this fuss about?
Yes, in case of beet crop, in most of the state, it already meets that requirement. But Rajdeep, today the main bone of contention is, can we fix MSP that is based on C2 plus 50%? Here I want to make a vital point. From where this 50% came and on what amount it should be calculated. If you look at the Swaminathan committee report, there is not a single sentence explaining the logic of giving 50% margin over C2. I had meeting with Honorable Swaminathan Sahab in Niti Yog in the presence of more than dozen other people to understand on what basis he was recommending this 50% over cost C2. I raised two questions to him. Sir, I first want to understand why 50, why not 10, why not 90? Please explain logic to us. The second was margin is always calculated on the cost and investment that you make. Margin is not calculated or paid on the costs which are not incurred. Like land rent, that is not paid by the farmer.
Okay.
Land rent should be compensated in the cost. But what is the logic of calculating margin on land rent? So, similarly, what is the logic of calculating margin on the imputed value of family labor? There is no explanation for these things in his report.
I'm very sorry. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, sir. I would have wanted to have those entire 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the conversation with you, and it would have been an enlightening one. Maybe I'll try to get you tomorrow again. On that note, thank you so much, Professor Ramesh Chand, member Niti Aayog, of course, Inder Shekhar Singh, and Deshratan Nigam and Ashutosh Mishra for joining us on this very short, crisp conversation. Short break on the other side. The Arnab Goswami is back with the debate.
इन मंदिरों में हम एक स्वर में ये घोष करते हैं कि प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। साथियों, हमारे वेद हमें सिखाते हैं कि समानो मंत्र समिति समानी समानम मनः सह चित्रम एषाम, अर्थात हमारे विचार एकजुट हो, हमारे मन एक दूसरे से जुड़े, हमारे संकल्प एकजुट हो। मानवीय एकता का ये आह्वान ही हमारे आध्यात्म का मूल भाव रहा है। हमारे मंदिर इन शिक्षाओं के, इन संकल्पों के केंद्र रहे हैं। इन मंदिरों में हम एक स्वर में ये घोष करते हैं कि प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। मंदिरों में वेद की जिन ऋचाओं का पाठ होता है वो हमें सिखाती हैं वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, अर्थात पूरी पृथ्वी ही हमारा परिवार है। इस विचार को लेकर आज भारत विश्व शांति के अपने मिशन के लिए प्रयास कर रहा है। भारत की प्रेसिडेंसी में इस बार G20 देशों ने वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर के संकल्प को और मजबूत बनाया है, आगे बढ़ाया है। हमारे ये प्रयास वन सन, वन वर्ल्ड, वन ग्रिड जैसे अभियानों को दिशा दे रहे हैं। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया का भाव लेकर भारत वन अर्थ, वन हेल्थ इस मिशन के लिए भी काम कर रहा है। हमारी संस्कृति, हमारी आस्था हमें विश्व कल्याण के इन संकल्पों का हौसला देती है। भारत इस दिशा में सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास और सबका प्रयास के मंत्र पर काम कर रहा है। साथियों, ये समय भारत के अमृतकाल का समय है। ये हमारी आस्था और संस्कृति के लिए भी अमृतकाल का समय है। और अभी पिछले महीने ही अयोध्या में अयोध्या में भव्य राम मंदिर का सदियों पुराना सपना पूरा हुआ है। रामलला अपने भवन में विराजमान हुए हैं। पूरा भारत और हर भारतीय उस प्रेम में, उस भाव में अभी तक डूबा हुआ है। और अभी मेरे मित्र ब्रह्मविहारी स्वामी कह रहे थे कि मोदी जी तो सबसे बड़े पुजारी है। मैं जानता नहीं हूं मैं मंदिरों की पुजारी की योग्यता रखता हूं या नहीं रखता हूं, लेकिन मैं इस बात का गर्व अनुभव करता हूं कि मैं मां भारती का पुजारी हूं। परमात्मा ने मुझे जितना समय दिया है उसकी हर पल, और परमात्मा ने जो शरीर दिया है उसका कण कण सिर्फ और सिर्फ मां भारती के लिए है। एक 140 करोड़ देशवासी मेरे आराध्य देव है। साथियों, अयोध्या के हमारे उस परम आनंद को आज अबू धाबी में मिली खुशी की लहर ने और बढ़ा दिया है। और मेरा सौभाग्य है ये कि मैं पहले अयोध्या में भव्य श्री राम मंदिर और फिर अब अबू धाबी में इस मंदिर का साक्षी बना है। साथियों, हमारे वेद हमें सिखाते हैं कि समानो मंत्र समिति समानी समानम मनः सह चित्रम ऐशाम, अर्थात हमारे विचार एकजुट हो, हमारे मन एक दूसरे से जुड़े, हमारे संकल्प एकजुट हो। मानवीय एकता का यह आह्वान ही हमारे आध्यात्म का मूल भाव रहा है। हमारे मंदिर इन शिक्षाओं के, इन संकल्पों के केंद्र रहे हैं। इन मंदिरों में हम एक स्वर में ये घोष करते हैं कि प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। मंदिरों में वेद की जिन ऋचाओं का पाठ होता है वो हमें सिखाती हैं वसुधैव कुटुंबकम, अर्थात पूरी पृथ्वी ही हमारा परिवार है। इस विचार को लेकर आज भारत विश्व शांति के अपने मिशन के लिए प्रयास कर रहा है। भारत की प्रेसिडेंसी में इस बार G20 देशों ने वन अर्थ, वन फैमिली, वन फ्यूचर के संकल्प को और मजबूत बनाया है, आगे बढ़ाया है। हमारे ये प्रयास वन सन, वन वर्ल्ड, वन ग्रिड जैसे अभियानों को दिशा दे रहे हैं। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया का भाव लेकर
From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9, presented by Amity University, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka, Century Club Prime, Policy Bazaar, AMNS India and Punch EV.
Good evening and welcome. It's getting completely impossible for Mamata Banerjee to wiggle her way out of delivering answers to the women of Sandesh Khali. Sandesh Khali, where woman after woman after woman after woman over the last 12 days are coming out despite the environment of fear, despite the intimidation, and despite the fear being put into them of retaliation, ladies and gentlemen, of retribution, of horror stories of politically institutionalized and enabled and sponsored mass rape at a political party office. On the one side is their bravery, their resilience, which are a testament to the strength of their convictions, which have shaken an entire nation on their feet in this demand for justice. And on the other side, ladies and gentlemen, is the armchair coterie of Mamata Banerjee, complete psychopaths, shamelessly cheerleading Mamata Banerjee on as she turns completely anti-women by backing Mafia Don Shah Jahan Sheikh. Mamata Banerjee, this is not a matter which is going away. It is not a matter vanishing into air. It is not a silence that can be bought. It is not a matter that the plugs will be pulled from. Not until absolute justice is delivered proportionately to the crime and to the criminals. And the criminals, ladies and gentlemen, are not just the alleged rapists who use the Trinamool Congress office allegedly as a mansion of crime and rape. It's not just the Mafia Don Shah Jahan Sheikh's den of crime that is being endorsed by the highest levels in office. It is equally all those hypocrites and psychophants who are endorsing and justifying and doing everything in their might to taint the victims. Mamata Banerjee should realize that women are not just members of half the billion. They are not just half that will toe her line, be bought through intimidation and nod their heads elatedly at getting 1,000 rupee sop. You cannot throw a carrot at women and pray and hope that this tides over. The women of the country want justice. The women of Bengal want justice. The women of Bengal shall get absolute justice and nothing short. And we at Republic shall not stop. Mamata Banerjee, hear us loud and clear. For what can you do? You can attack the media, turn your police on the media. That's what you do. That's what you've done. Republic will not stop till justice is delivered. Hear that loud and clear. Debate number 1 tonight. The public agitation that is not going away. 11 days on, Sandesh Khali continues to fight for justice. The women's rights lobby is silent. Debate number 1 tonight. Debate number 2 this evening. After back-to-back ducking of summons and open defiance, will Kejriwal appear before the court tomorrow? And after that, as the income tax tribunal freezes and defreezes the Congress bank accounts, was the Congress breaking the rules? That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines this Friday evening on The Debate Tonight. 11 days on, women of Sandesh Khali continue to fight for justice as the women's rights lobbies don silence.
महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी मैडम को जो रिपोर्ट दिया है उस पर यही चीज़ लिखा है, क्योंकि बंगाल का हालात अभी इतना खराब है कि मैडम आप राष्ट्रपति शासन के लिए अब सुपारिश कर सकता है.
As the situation escalates in West Bengal, the National Commission for Scheduled Castes demands President's rule in Bengal. Amidst the massive women's uprising in Sandesh Khali in Bengal, the Prime Minister to visit West Bengal on the 6th of March. Under scanner for Liquorgate investigation, Kejriwal will probably appear before the court on Saturday. Income tax tribunal freezes and defreezes Congress bank accounts. Party cries conspiracy. BJP says follow the rules. And 8 days since Pakistan elections, no end to the showdown. Jamaat-e-Islami alleges rigging hits the streets of Karachi. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 11th day of unstoppable uprising against the Mamata government over the Sandesh Khali horror. As the clarion call for justice grows, an atmosphere of fear has gripped Sandesh Khali. The top rights body has said that Mamata's cops are using intimidation tactics to hide the truth, and the women's rights lobbies have gone completely silent. Ladies and gentlemen, a campaign that is not going away anywhere. This is why let's debate.
11 days of unstoppable women's uprising. Protest after protest. The anger over alleged mass rape in Sandesh Khali is uncontainable now.
जो ममता है, असल में ममता नहीं है, दुष्ट महिला है. जो महिला हिंदू महिला को पिछले 10 सालों में चुन के हिंदू महिला को ऊपर अत्याचार करा रहा है. अभी जो भी हो रहा है ना, पुलिस के देखरेख में हो रहा है. सरकार नियोजित जो अत्याचार है ना, सरकार प्रायोजित अत्याचार यहाँ पे हुआ है.
यहाँ की ममता गवर्नमेंट चिंतित है कि हम वहाँ जाएंगे तो असलियत उनके सामने आ जाएगी, देश की जनता के सामने आ जाएगी, और इसीलिए इन लोगों ने रोका है. और फिर वो खुद विधानसभा में उल्टे सीधे बयान दे रही है. तो उल्टा चोर कोतवाल को डांटने वाली बात हुई. अगर उन्होंने शेख शाहजहां पर कार्रवाई की होती तो आज बहनों पर इतना अत्याचार नहीं होता. ये इनका अन्याय है और हम इसका विरोध करते हैं.
Even as Mamata Banerjee backs Shah Jahan Sheikh, her cops blocked access to Sandesh Khali.
इस नियम के तहत रोक रहे हो दे दो हमको. महिलाओं के साथ जो अत्याचार हो रहा है, जो उनके तथाकथित गुंडे शाहजहां शेख है, तो उनके गुंडों के द्वारा, टीएमसी के गुंडों के द्वारा लगातार हिंदू महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार किया जा रहा है. इस लोकतंत्र की हत्या की जा रही है यहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री के द्वारा, और कोई कानून व्यवस्था नाम की चीज नहीं है.
Top rights body has raised an alarm over Sandesh Khali women suffering in silence.
हम लोग जाने से पहले पुलिस जाके उन लोगों को डराया कि कुछ भी मत बोलना है, और कुछ बोलोगे तो हमारा पास बोलो, हम तुमको देखेंगे. किसी टीम को जाने नहीं दे रहा है. मतलब सास को छुपाने का कोशिश कर रहा है. अभी सास हम लोग बाहर लेके आऊंगा. जो गवर्नमेंट इनको सेव नहीं कर सकते उसका राष्ट्रपति शासन जारी कर सकता है.
Amid the national clarion call for justice for women, the Missing in Action Act by women's rights lobbies is perplexing.
मुझे ये लगता है कि यही मुल्क के जो लोग थे, वो जब निर्भय के साथ बिल्कुल एकजुट हो गए थे, तो वो अभी एकजुट क्यों नहीं हो रहे?
Where is Aparna Sen? Why is the women's lobby silent? The left liberal lobby, which has time and again been seen in Nandigram, in Shingud, in Netai and Lalgarh, why are they silent? And most importantly, when Sandesh Khali is burning, why not a single tweet from those liberal left lobbies who are very much active on X handles, blaming Narendra Modi for everything? Let's debate.
Chairman of the National Commission for Scheduled Castes, Arun Haldar, is with me. Mr. Haldar, you have recommended, you've written to the President's, to the Rashtrapati asking for President's rule. Can you explain what happened to your team when it tried to enter Sandesh Khali in as much detail and why you've made this recommendation?
Actually, Sandesh Khali, last 11 days before, happened this type of incident. It was happening last 2019, 8th July. Pradeep Model murdered by the Shahjahan gang. That time National Commission visited our Honorable Chairman, Kataria ji, visit kiya tha. But unfortunately, FIR number 1 name, Mr. Shahjahan, name left by the government and police. It is very unfortunately. And that times, continuously Shahjahan gang repeatedly create violence. Sound nahi aa raha hai. Repeatedly.
जी, I can hear you.
Shahjahan gang,
अरुण जी, मुझे आवाज आ रही है.
This type of violence created in this area. But बहुत ही दुख की बात है जब 11-12 दिन पहले इस टाइप का घटना हमारा सामने आ गया था और संदेश खाली एरिया 80% SC/ST पॉपुलेटेड एरिया. महामहिम राष्ट्रपति नेशनल कमीशन को इस कम्युनिटी के सेफगार्ड के लिए बनाया गया है. हम लोग सोचा सो मोटो एक्शन के लिए चीफ सेक्रेटरी DGP को हम नोटिस इशू किया. 3 दिन का बाद नोटिस का जवाब आने मांगा था, लेकिन जब हम लोग स्पॉट विजिट में जाने के लिए मांगा, चिट्ठी लिखा उन लोगों को, जो फुल टीम हम लोग जाने चाहता है. रिपीटेडली अपोज बाय द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, continuously telling our team, please not come, this is not a good situation for this your visit, continuously opposed. But हम लोग ये सोचा कुछ ना कुछ छुपाने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं, इसी कारण से हम लोग उसी एरिया में जाने का निर्णय लिया है. जब हम लोग पहुंच गया, रूल्स होता है जब कमीशन जाता है उसका फुल कमीशन को उनका लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट, एवरीथिंग सपोर्ट स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू से देना चाहिए. लेकिन ये पहले हम लोग देखा है जब कमीशन कोलकाता में पहुंच गया है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का तरफ से किसी ने रिसीव करने नहीं आया और पहले से हम लोग ये प्रस्तुति लेके गया था कि स्टेट गवर्नमेंट हम लोग को जाने नहीं देंगे. इसी कारण से पूरा प्रस्तुति बैकअप से हम लोग करके गया था. जब नेक्स्ट डे हम स्पॉट में पहुंच गया, पुलिस हॉल टाइम हम लोग को अपोज करने का कोशिश किया था. लेकिन जब हम लोग पहुंच गया है, हमारा टीम उधर में था, इस लोगों का माध्यम से हम लोग जो स्पॉट में पहुंच गया, ये लोग भी हम लोग को डाइवर्ट करने का बहुत कोशिश किया. लेकिन हमारा पास पूरे एरिया का रिपोर्ट था. उसी एरिया पकड़ के जब हम लोग गांव में पहुंच गया, पहुंचने का बाद जो महिलाओं का जो इतना इन लोगों को टॉर्चर करके रखा है, अपने आंखों से देखा हम लोगों ने क्या परिस्थिति करके रखा है. बोलने की हिम्मत नहीं दिखा रहे. हम लोग बहुत विनती करके उनको बोला कि आप बताओ, आपको बचाने के लिए हम लोग आया है, कुछ नहीं होगा. हम लोग उनको आश्वासन दिया है. उसके बाद एक एक करके उन लोगों को बोलने लगा. जो घटना उन लोगों ने बोला है, शाहजहां गैंग किस टाइप के इन महिलाओं के साथ अत्याचार कर रहे हैं, वो कहानी हमको बोल रहा था, तो सुनने के लायक नहीं था. वो लोग उठा के लेके जाने के बाद उन लोगों को उठाने जाने का बाद
जी
जब रात में पार्टी ऑफिस में जाके पार्टी ऑफिस में उन लोगों को अंदर करके रात 12 बजे से रात भर तक उनको अटक करके रखता था, और कैसे उन लोग बोल नहीं पा रहे, शर्मिंदा में बोल नहीं पा रहे, लेकिन जो इंगित हम लोगों को किया है उसके पता चलता था महिलाओं के साथ किस टाइप का काम उन लोग किया था। एक पार्टी का लीडर, शासक दल का लीडर पार्टी में इसमें औरत को बुला बुला के डरा धमका के नहीं आएगा तो उनके अगेंस्ट में कार्रवाई होगा, उनका फैमिली के अगेंस्ट पे पुलिस को थ्रू से मामला दे देगा, उनका जमीन एक्रोस करके लेगा। इस टाइप का बात जब डरा धमका के लोग बोल रहा था, वो लोगों को महिलाओं को जाने के लिए मजबूर हो जाता। ये जो एक तालिबानी राज कायम कर दिया उधर में, और इसका पुलिस का पास जाने,
अरुण जी ये बात आपको किसने कही?
पुलिस के पास जाने के
ये
बाद
बात ये जो बात है कि पार्टी ऑफिस में ले जाकर ये सब उत्पीड़न होता था, वहां पे सेक्सुअल असॉल्ट होता था, ये बात किसने कही आपसे? मतलब किस आपकी टीम की डायरेक्टली बात हुई, आपकी बात हुई, नेशनल कमीशन फॉर शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट के मेंबर्स के साथ कोई बात हुई?
हम लोग गया था, उसी घर का वो जिसका साथ हुआ वही वो महिला ही बताया था। उनका नाम हम मीडिया में नहीं बोलना चाहता है, लेकिन उन्होंने बताया था हम लोगों का पास, और हम लोग
जी
कोशिश किया था बोलने
जी
का।
आवाज आ रही है जी,
कैसे? हाँ तो हाँ अभी आ रहा है। तो मैंने जिस घर में हम लोग गया था, उस घर में वो लेडीज ने मेरे को हम लोगों की टीम के साथ यही बात बताया था, जब हम लोगों को जब उधर से चलने फिरने चाहता था तो उठा के ले जाता, बोले नहीं आएगा तो तुम्हारा हस्बैंड को मर्डर कर देंगे, नहीं आएगा तो रात में और दूसरा किसी को उठा ले जाएंगे, उनका रिलेटिव के। इस टाइप का जबरदस्ती एक एक करके उन लोग को ले जाता था। ये वाला बात बताया उधर।
ये कौन करते थे? ये
दूसरा एक गाँव में गया, पास वाला, और दूसरा नस्कर पड़ा है।
किसी नेता की नाम ली उन्होंने? कौन करते थे? शाहजहां करते थे खुद या कोई और?
एकदम क्लियर, शाहजहान मोल्ला एंड उनका गैंग, उत्तम सरदार, शिबू हाजरा, ये जो 3 मेन लोग हैं, और भी 4-5 लोग हैं जिस लोगों को नाम बोलने से हम लोगों को बार बार बना कर दे रिक्वेस्ट के हाथ जोड़ किया है, इनको नाम आप मत लीजिएगा, इसको नाम लेंगे तो अभी आप जाने के बाद ही हम लोगों के साथ धुलाई होगा और भी टॉर्चर करेगा। हम लोग उनको मदद करने की आश्वासन दिया है, उनका नंबर भी, फ़ोन नंबर भी हम लोग लेके आया, जब आपका कुछ भी ज़रूरत होगा हमारा जो महिला टीम है आपको सहयोग करेगा। हम लोग तुरंत फ़ोन में बात करना चाहिए, फ़ोन नंबर भी लेके आया। और बाकी और पास में और एक गांव में गया है, ये सिर्फ एक ही एरिया का बात करता रहे, ऐसे संदेशखाली जो सराउंडिंग, जेलेखाली, मोल्लाखाली, जितना एरिया है, रामपुर, ये जो एक पूरा संदेशखाली असेंबली एरिया का अंदर में जितना जगह है, एक एक सेक्टर के उन लोगों को इस टाइप का टॉर्चरिंग का वायलेंस बना के रखा है, एक एरिया बना के रखा है। जिस जगह में डरा धमका के जमीन कब्जा करके रखा, जिस जमीन में गरीब लोगों को, अनुसूचित जाति वर्गों को लोगों को जमीन वो कब्जा करके रखता था, ये वाला जमीन सिर्फ इसमें कोई अपोजिशन पार्टी का ही नहीं। अभी शाहजहान मोल्ला का ऊपर जब ईडी का रेड हुआ, और रेड होने के बाद वो जब फरार हो गया, तब सभी लोग बाहर आने का हिम्मत दिखाया, और जब बाहर आने का हिम्मत दिखाया तब बहुत लोग उधर से भाग के बाहर चला गया, उसी एरिया का लोग। वो जो अभी ममता दीदी ने बोल रहा है ना, जो बाहर का लोग जाके इधर में ऐसा अशांति शुरुआत किया है, आरएसएस बीजेपी का लोग नाम लेके जो बोल रहे हैं, एक्चुअली वो लोग उधर का ही लोग था। ये शाहजहान महीने का टॉर्चर में इलाका छोड़ कर लोग बाहर चला गया। अभी जब शाहजहान फरार हो गया तब एक साथ में इन लोगों को आवाज़ उठाने का मौका मिला, तब आवाज़ उठाया, और जब भी आवाज़ उठाया, आवाज़ को दमन करने के लिए 144 जारी कर दिया। उसके बाद जब कमीशन उधर में पहुंच गया, कमीशन को रुकने के लिए बहुत टाइम व्यवस्था किया, लेकिन हम लोग जब उनको बोला है कि नेशनल कमीशन फॉर शेड्यूल कास्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी है, इसको आप रोक नहीं सकता है, जो भी रुकने का कोशिश करो वो हम लोग जरूर उनके आगे इसमें FIR करके हम चला जाएंगे। जब ये वाला बात उन लोगों को बताया तो हमको जाने के मौका दिया है, लेकिन जाने का बाद भी इधर उधर डाइवर्ट करने की बहुत कोशिश किया था। हम लोग जाके सबको पास बताया, ऑफिस आधिकारिक लोगों को बताया, देखिए हम लोग जो बात आप लोगों ने के बोल नहीं पा रहा है, वही बात सुनने के लिए हम लोग जा रहे हैं, उनसे हम सुनेंगे। सुनने के बाद जो जो प्रॉब्लम है, ये प्रॉब्लम आपको लिखित रूप से रिपोर्ट बना के आपका पास ही देंगे, आप ही इन लोगों का न्याय दिलाओ। अगर नहीं दिलाएंगे तो उसके बाद हम लोग की व्यवस्था करेंगे, लेकिन जब संदेशखाली 2 गांव में हम लोग जाके इन लोगों का रिपोर्ट हम लोग कलेक्ट किया है, रिटर्न कंप्लेन भी लिया है, 15 महिला लोग एक साथ में एक जगह में जुट के वो कंप्लेन भी दिया है, बाय नेम कंप्लेन दिया है। हम लोग सोचा था जो नियम होता है कमीशन का, जो कंप्लेन देने के बाद हम लोग हायर अधिकारी से बातचीत करेंगे, उनको हम लोग रिपोर्ट भेजेंगे, आप इसके आधार पर काम करो। लेकिन एडीजी जब संदेशखाली थाना में हम लोग पहुंच गया, एडीजी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर उधर उपस्थित था, मिस्टर सिद्धिनाथ गुप्ता, कमीशन के देख के ही वो सामने से भाग के चला गया। ये बहुत बड़ा शर्मिंदा का बात है, कमीशन के इंसल्ट किया है। उसके बाद हम लोग तत्काल निर्णय लिया है जे हमारा साथ अगर इस टाइप का व्यवहार कर सकता है, एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी को शास्त्र बनने के लिए इतना कोशिश किया है।
कह रहे हैं कि पुलिस वहां पे जो पुलिस है वो पूरी तरह से शाहजहां गैंग का समर्थन कर रही है। आप कह रहे पूरी तरह से शाहजहां गैंग का समर्थन कर रही है वहां की पुलिस?
बिल्कुल,
क्या ये कह रहे हैं?
100%। अभी उधर का पुलिस का क्या काम कर रहे हैं सुनिए, हम लोग देख के आया। पुलिस लोगों ने उन लोग क्या किया है, पुलिस को जो क्रिमिनल है, क्रिमिनल का फैमिली है, उसके ऊपर अटैक हो सकता है, इसी कारण में वो लोग उनको सब माने सिक्योरिटी दे रहा है। आम जनता को सिक्योरिटी देने के लिए नहीं गया, उसी लोगों को सिक्योरिटी के लिए दे रहा है। जैसे जनरस का कारण में किसी को शिवहाद्र को पोल्ट्री का जो यह है फार्म है उसको जला दिया, तो और दोबारा कुछ आक्रमण हो सकता है, इनको शेल्टर देने के लिए पुलिस लोग गए, सुन लीजिए। और उसके बाद कमीशन का साथ इतना बदतमीज व्यवहार किया है, तो हम लोग सोचा हमारा साथ एक टीम का साथ ये लोग ऐसा कर सकता है, तो इधर का पब्लिक का साथ क्या हो रहा है हम लोग समझ लिया। तो तुरंत हम लोग चला है दिल्ली, रात में बैठ के पूरा काल रात 2 बजे तक बैठ के चर्चा किया, पूरा टीम लेके बैठ के हम लोग सिद्धांत किया है एकमात्र इन लोगों को बचाने के लिए। आर्टिकल 338 में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में किसी स्टेट में अनुसूचित जाति वर्ग को लोगों के ऊपर टॉर्चर हुआ, उसको जान मान रक्षा करने के नहीं कर सकता है, उसका अगेंस्ट में ये कार्रवाई हो सकता है, ये कानून में है। और इसी का आधार पर राष्ट्रपति शासन बिना इस लोगों को न्याय नहीं मिल सकता है। तो ये वायलेंस 2019 से लेके अभी भी चल रहा है, और ये सिर्फ संदेश के लिए एक सेक्टर तो है ही जो हाईलाइट में आ गया। ऐसा बंगाल में बहुत सारे सेक्टर है जहां पे इस टाइप का टॉर्चर चला रहा है, इस बाहिनी, एक गुंडा गैंग बाहिनी। अभी इसीलिए मेरे पास और कोई रास्ता नहीं था, क्योंकि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेरे को सेफगार्ड, इस कम्युनिटी को सेफगार्ड करने नियोग किया है। जब उधर का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन मेरे साथ सहयोग नहीं कर रहा है, मेरे पास कोई रास्ता नहीं था, तुरंत महामहिम राष्ट्रपति से अपॉइंटमेंट लिया है और अपॉइंटमेंट भी मिल गया, और हम लोग जाके पूरे रिटर्न उधर में प्रेसिडेंट रूल्स लगाने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट किया मैडम को, और सारी स्थिति उनको बताया। मैडम ने बहुत गंभीरता से बात सुना है, और उन्होंने भी बोला है मीडिया में, हम भी देखा है ऐसा ऐसा चल रहा है, आप लोग जो आंखों में देख के आया है, तो अभी तो कुछ करना ही पड़ेगा।
अरुण हलदार, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। वेरी सीरियस eyewitness accounts coming there of what the National Commission for Scheduled Castes has seen. Mr. Haldar is the chairman, and I thank him for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 11th consecutive day that the women of Bengal are fighting Mamata Banerjee.
Thank you.
The 11th consecutive day that the people of the country are shocked at the way Mamata Banerjee is behaving. It's the 11th consecutive day that Mamata Banerjee is backing the mafia don Shah Jahan. And with me this evening is Sanju Verma, ladies and gentlemen. We have with us Shabnam De, who backs the TMC, along with Anirban Banerjee and Shubhankar Bhattacharya. So it's 1 versus 3. I'll start with the pro-TMC side. Shabnam De, you're an advocate, you're a woman, and you're also a supporter of the Trinamool Congress. Now, my question to you is this. At some point, you are going to have to distinguish between your support for the Trinamool Congress and the truth of Sandesh Khali. If this could have been suppressed, Shabnam De, it would have been suppressed earlier. You can't suppress it anymore. And there are too many accounts, too many testimonies, right? And too much in the media to all have been a plot against Mamata Banerjee. We have the chairman of the National Commission for Scheduled Castes who says the Shah Jahan gang has been organizing mass rape of women for years now. If Mamta wants to back Shah Jahan Sheikh, then she's telling the women of Bengal she does not need their support. You should then stand against her. Women versus Mamta. Shabnam De, can I have your first response to that?
Mr. Arnab Goswami, I am deeply obliged that you have called for the debate to be delivered. That Mamata Banerjee is the Chief Minister and women. She is doing her hardest, she's trying to do her hardest soul to meet all these women. Already she has sent Mr. Partho Bhomik, where the list deed has been delivered for the land which has been taken up by illegally or legally. Now, this National Commission Chairman, Mr. Haldar, is on the verge of many statements, which is vague and also not substantiated by law. Because BJP is demanding that there will be a presidential rule. When there is a Lok Sabha, they turn up for presidential rule so that there will be anarchy. There is no anarchy, there is sound, and politically, politics is very smooth running over here, and women are very safeguarded by Mamata Banerjee only. And this incident has been made just like after Shah Jahan. Why Shah Jahan was not given proper notice? Why he is not being delivered notice by ED? Sudden bolt from a blue, they moved to Shah Jahan's place. This has to be accorded. And this has not been pinpointed by any national commission. They went off and 15 women. Why not 1,000 and 1,000 women are there? And there also, this police, from police also, women commission went, and their police for women grievance cell, they went and they interrogated with them, and they said, no, we are in good state of, means our over here area is very sound, and there is no political anarchy, no tension, no breach of peace and tranquility. All are being made because due to Lok Sabha election, where there is a bond which has been purchased by BJP, electoral bond, and they are diverting the attention from Manipur and creating Manipur. This is Bengal. These cannot happen because the West Bengal people are more politically alert. SC, ST, there are special acts also. Why National Commission is not filing case in Calcutta High Court? Why is going over there and going to President? There is nothing. There is a
well,
justice.
I really hope the Calcutta High Court intervenes. I really hope that the Calcutta High Court intervenes, that there is an SIT and a CBI monitored investigation in this matter, because I can tell you we have no faith in the Bengal police, has lost all credibility. Sanju is on the debate right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's the 11th consecutive day. And each day we get more and more emails, tweets, responses from people. Our focus today is on the silence of the women's lobbies. If you'd like to take that up as well. Sanju.
Thank you. Arnab, first and foremost, congratulations to you and to Republic for speaking on this Sandesh Khali horror relentlessly, so zealously and tirelessly. Because not very many in the national media have chosen to take this issue up for reasons best known to them. My point number one is this. It has been more than 45 days now. If Shah Jahan Sheikh, the TMC Bahubali from Sandesh Khali, is innocent, why is he on the run? Why is he absconding? My question number two, assuming Shah Jahan Sheikh is innocent, even then, how is it that the entire police constabulary, which reports into Mamata Banerjee, how is it that they are so incompetent that they have not been able to catch one hooligan? My point number three, forget politically or administratively, Mamata Banerjee has shown she is administratively incapable. On grounds of morality, why has Mamata Banerjee not resigned? It is clear now that both as the Chief Minister and as the de facto Home Minister of West Bengal, she has completely failed the West Bengal women, particularly the Adivasi and Dalit women of Sandesh Khali. Don't forget that 67% of Sandesh Khali population is made up of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. My fourth and most important point, where are the usual suspects? Aparna Sen, where is Dola Sen, TMC MP? Where is Banshi Mahua Maitra? Where is Nusrat Jahan, who right up till Valentine's Day was busy making Valentine reels on Instagram, though she is the MP from Bashirhat, and Sandesh Khali comes under the Bashirhat police station. Where are the likes of Swara Bhaskar, Shabana Azmi, Javed Akhtar? You know, this entire cabal, you know, and the Sakshi Joshis and Swati Chaturvedis and this irrelevant YouTuber gang who are driven by their visceral hatred for Narendra Modi. I remember when the Manipur incident broke out, though I'm the national spokesperson of BJP, I went on many debates and I was asked a question point blank. What is your view? And I said that hang the perpetrators by the noose, nothing short of capital punishment. I did not go on television channels and say, let those kooky women prove that they were gang raped. But what is Mamata Banerjee saying? Women are not coming forward to complain. Sab kuch changa si. You know, the medical reports say that all is good. Let me now give you very quickly, in 20 seconds, two important bits of statistic. The NCRB data of 2021 says that out of the 21 lakh cases of sexual assault against women that were reported, 3.38 lakh cases were reported from West Bengal alone. Yes, the number is 3.38 lakh in 2021, and NCRB says that in 2022, the number of sexual assault cases from West Bengal alone stood at 4,45,256 cases. What is the conviction rate of sexual assault cases in West Bengal? The lowest in the country at 2.5%. And what is the tendency rate of sexual violence cases in West Bengal? 98.1%. So the fact is, from any prism, from whichever angle you look at it, the fact is Mamata Banerjee has failed. And I will just say one thing. You know, you say, why is the BJP, not asking for president's rule to be imposed? The fact is, you did not even allow the governor to visit sensitive areas. The same thing happened when, K.N. Tripathi was the governor of West Bengal in 2018. You did not allow him permission to visit Asansol. That time also Mamata Banerjee was the CM. When Jagdeep Dhankar, who's now the vice president, when the post-poll Bengal violence happened in 2021, you did not allow Jagdeep Dhankar to visit the violence-infested areas. Why is it that Mamata Banerjee has not gotten along with any governor? Be it K.N. Tripathi, be it Jagdeep Dhankar, and now be it C.V. Ananda Bose. What does this mean? This means Mamata Banerjee is unable to get along with any constitutional head. Are you saying all constitutional heads, including the governor, including Mr. Arun Haldar, the head of the National Commission for Scheduled
Castes? The point is, Sanju, 1 minute. I get your point, but you see your position on Brijbhushan Sharan. Yeah, but your position on Brijbhushan Sharan does put you a little bit on a disadvantage, no doubt. However, as far as making the comparison with Manipur is concerned, which has been going on since yesterday, as far as Manipur is concerned, which has been going around since yesterday, Anirban and Shubhankar, in Manipur, the fact that the rape happened, and it happened as a result of so-called ethnic conflict, was reprehensible, condemned by all. But may I remind you, Anirban and Shubhankar, that in this case, the rape allegations, very serious, compounded, repeated, documented, witnessed, and spoken about by dozens and dozens of women, are all against a very, very, very senior right-hand person of Mamata Banerjee called Shah Jahan Sheikh. Mamata Banerjee's real supporter, Mamata Banerjee's right-hand man, the Mafia Don. The Mafia Don who is supporting Mamata Banerjee, and Mamata Banerjee is supporting the Mafia Don. Everyone says that the acts of rape were carried out by the Shah Jahan gang. Right? So it's a wholly different situation. It's like, you need to come to terms with the fact that Mamata Banerjee on the floor of the assembly is very strongly supporting the Mafia Don. Now, having said that, I'm curious as well. Where is Aparna Sen? Where is Mahua Moitra, the corrupt Mahua Moitra? Where is Shabana Azmi, who was a self-appointed pioneer in the Kathua case? Where is these Rana Ayub, Sagarika Ghosh types? Where are they?
So what happened in Kathua?
Are they so obliged?
So what
Shame on
exactly
these
happened
women.
in Kathua?
Shame on these women, all of them, for backing Shah Jahan directly or indirectly. the lowest
A
point. I mean, they may
nine-year-old
have their own
girl
reasons,
was
but to
gang
support a
raped
rape
day
accused.
after day and then murdered.
But to support
and
a rape
the BJP
accused.
leaders took out
No,
a rally in support
of
those gang rapists and murderers. Right, that is exactly what happened in Kathua. The real face of the BJP is that they have serially and repeatedly stood with gang rapists. That is the only reality. Madam Shameless, please hold your reins. Madam Shameless, please hold your reins. Nobody
Yeah, but where is Shah Jahan?
Intervened when you were talking trash.
You're going to have to pull this man
Hold
out.
your reins, have some manners.
Can you put his pictures on air, please, so the whole country gets to see who this man is, in case he's running around somewhere?
The BJP is a party with a
Does Mamata Banerjee know where Shah Jahan is?
No, please. I think you should teach her some manners before bringing her on your panel. This woman has no manners whatsoever.
But where is Shah Jahan? And since Mamata Banerjee is in touch with Shah Jahan, this is the man, ladies and gentlemen. This is the man. Zoom in further.
Why entering election? My name is Sanju Verma.
The BJP a party with a difference. The difference being that they have serially and consistently been in support of the gang rapists. Be it Kathua, be it Unnao, be it Hathras, be it the Bilkis Bano case or the Manipur incident. Brijbhushan Saran Singh, even in Benaras, what happened in Benaras? Mr. Narendra Modi's own parliamentary constituency, the BJP leaders, the IT cell men, they raped a BHU student, went along for the vote campaigning in Madhya Pradesh for 2 long months.
Have you filed even a basic
please teach her some manners first. Sanju Verma, learn some manners. You are utterly shameless. You are utterly shameless and mannerless. Learn some manners first.
No, 1 minute. Anirban, instead of speaking personally about Sanju, it would be much better, Shubhankar, if we simply come to terms with the facts. See, Shubhankar, the problem with political leaders is, after 10-11 years in power, both Kejriwal and Trinamool Congress are losing touch with reality. The reality. Are you, 1 minute please, I was asking Shubhankar. Shubhankar, see, you're a Trinamool supporter, okay? You ask the women in your family that we believe all the women, the dozens and hundreds of women who have said that they have been mass raped and seen mass rape, that all these women are lying. You ask anyone, why women? Ask anyone in your family, ask your neighbor, ask anyone in Bengal today that we believe the women are liars. Nobody will stand with you. Today you are alone.
No one is saying that.
The women are getting support on a daily basis, wave after wave of protest. It's not all political. Shubhankar,
in their own households. Maybe the TMC won't treat their women very shabbily. That is why they can't
Does the Trinamool Congress really believe?
Ask me a question and there is Sanju Verma. I'll wait for Sanju Verma to complete the
Shubhankar, my question is to you. Shubhankar, my question is to you. Sanju, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. Shubhankar, my question is to you. What gives the Trinamool Congress leaders the right to use any woman at their will, based upon their age, or maybe their religion, as has been alleged, or their complexion or their looks, as their sexual commodities? What gives the Trinamool Congress men the right to use any woman at will? Right? Any woman at will as a sexual commodity. What gives them the right? Shubhankar.
Now, can I come in? Nothing gives any leader, anyone, the right to actually not to condemn such kind of act, whether it is West Bengal, whether it is Manipur, whether it is UP, whether
then where
anywhere.
is Shah Jahan?
But having said that, at the very same point of time,
the debate is not on UP today.
See, that is
such an incident happened
there.
in UP.
There comes Sanju Verma.
Yogi Adityanath's blood. Had such an incident.
Come on, go on,
in
go on,
Assam,
go on.
you would
Please,
be
Sanju
paying
Verma,
for
go on.
Himanta Biswa Sarma's blood. Had such an incident happened in
Sanju,
Haryana,
1 minute.
you would be paying for
Sanju, let him complete, please. Sanju, I think the question was to him. 1 minute. The question was to him. He has a right to speak. Shubhankar, continue. Shubhankar, continue. Sanju, please be quiet. Let him answer my question because it was a very pointed question to him. Thank you. Shubhankar, continue. Shubhankar, I'm listening to you now.
Always suppression of facts in BJP is dealing with.
Right, thank you.
Oh, really? And who are you? Lady Harish Chandra.
No, the thing is, kindly allow me something. Kindly allow me to speak.
Supporting the gang rape of women
Please.
in
The thing
Sandesh
is,
Khali.
Lady mannerless, please allow others their time.
The Supreme
Go
Court
back to
said
your
in June
kindergarten school.
2023,
Ask your
see,
teachers
Arnab, the
to
problem
teach
is,
manners.
in Bengal.
you see, running a
What
simple
is that
debate
question
show
to
is such a
actually
problem.
Shubhankar.
Bringing two people
I'll bring in
over here.
Shubhankar and
At least,
Sanju alone, please. 1 versus 1. I'll have to do that.
at least,
Yeah, Shubhankar, you can continue.
Umpteen occasions. Ram Navami violence,
No.
you blame the BJP.
Yes.
Panchayat poll
Arnab,
violence, you blame
the
the
very
BJP.
first thing is that rape anywhere, any crime against women in any state should be and is strongly condemned. At the same time, Arnab, this is not done. This is not done. This is not done. You bring in Sanju.
Okay, Sanju, let him take the question, please. Sanju, the question is to him. I asked him a very straight question, an appointed question, and I am giving him the right to reply without your interruption. Shubhankar, continue.
kursi त्याग दो.
See, this is the thing, Arnab. You cannot control one spokesperson of BJP, and this is what they try to create in different states as well. This is the same thing. The thing is, whether the crime has taken place, that is the point to the...
Sanju, now I have told you.
This is why...
Sanju, I have told you repeatedly. Now, he must be allowed the right to reply. Thank you, Sanju. I'm requesting you and please follow what I'm saying. And now I'm going back to Shubhankar because I want to see his reply to my question.
First of all, Arnab, any such incidents taking place in any such state is condemned. Everyone condemns it, whether it is my family, whether it is your family, anywhere in the world, it is condemned. Secondly, yes, if it has happened in Sandesh Khali, it should be properly and, of course, completely, it should not, without any influence, it should be investigated and finding out the main culprit. That let the law take its own course, but at the same time using the grounds to disturb the government over there, disturb the law and order situation over there should also be condemned at the same time, because they are using this as a ground to topple an elected government, because that is how they are working. They have already toppled elected government in 3 different states in assembly. The only target is to use this as a ground. What we are condemning is that they are using it as a ground to topple elected government before this Lok Sabha election. The target is Lok Sabha election, where they want to have an influence, a completely influenced election over there. So they are using Sandesh Khali as a groundwork to topple an elected government. That is the main thing. So here they should be. And Sanju Verma, that is why, anyone comes here, that is why people are calling you mannerless and shameless. This is the reason. Now listen to me. What did you do?
Now the question is Shubhankar, I have a follow-up question to you. I have a follow-up question to you, rather to you and Anirban both. And can you stop responding to each other but answer my question? Shubhankar, we are very keen. We are very keen on Republic. Shubhankar, 1 minute. We are very, very keen on Republic for justice. Now, what you need to do is to understand that if somebody is asking for justice, it does not mean anyone's trying to unseat your government. However, if your response to the people asking for justice is so arrogant, then people will demand that you be unseated. Now, there are 3 or 4 points here, Anirban. 1, forget BJP, when Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary was trying to go to Sandesh Khali, right? He was stopped. When the BJP's fact-finding committee went, they were stopped in Rampur village. So my question is, why stop anyone who wants to find out for themselves, which they have a democratic right to, what has happened?
were the members of opposition stopped to visit the places in UP
there are many areas that have been notified by the
Hathras?
Come on.
No, they were not. No, they were not. No, they were not. The Congress leaders went into the homes of the people in Hathras. They were not. No, they were not. They were not. They were not. In Hathras, they went to their homes. They were not.
But due to political...
Mr. C.V.
And let me tell you, even Derek O'Brien...
Why is the DGP of West Bengal, Rajiv Kumar, not getting sacked?
I can't hear Shubhankar. I can't see Shubhankar.
Khali, J.B. Thomas not getting sacked.
Why isn't Sanju Verma getting sacked?
Correct.
Shubhankar is speaking.
You can say anything about West Bengal. I don't have a problem with it. But at least be factually correct. Be factually correct. But be factually correct. That is
I am very factually correct.
You can go on and on.
I am absolutely factually correct. And you know, in fact, I would request you not to go there.
Heckling everyone.
Shubhankar, I would request you not to go there because, as you know, historically, and I'm not saying this with pride, historically, Shubhankar.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
1 minute, Shubhankar, 1 minute, Shubhankar, please understand, I'm not
just go on, I'm
blowing my own trumpet. Historically, on facts, I'm never wrong. You know that. I'm never wrong. And I'll tell you why. You see, Shubhankar, if the BJP's fact-finding committee was going there, why was it stopped in Rampur? Why was Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary stopped? Why did he have to sit on a dharna? Why is the Bengal police preempting the situation by asking the women to prove rape? Why is the Bengal police posting on Twitter that no rape has taken place? Why are protesters being pelted with stones by the Bengal police?
Same thing.
Why is a single man thrashed by